No,
it's
that
going.
would help. That would help things actually green up a little bit, honestly. So yeah, it's nice. I'm assuming it's probably fine, and you're just over worried about it.
I have a tendency. I am a woman to worry.
Hear you roar, Paula. Hear you roar.
I can't wait to hang with Caribou and get my head straight. Wait, I can't wait to hang with Caribou and get my head straight. Wait, I can't wait. Think this is time
All right, Sunday morning, episode 1. Sunday morning wake and bake. Going to be a very special show today. We're going to have Paula come and cook us some breakfast. Paula, how you doing today?
Good morning. I am well. Thank you for having me back. I'm excited. We're going to do some shake and bake pork chops and roasted potatoes.
Oh, God damn. Why do you got to do that?
Hell yeah.
I got my girlfriend behind me there even going, pork chops for breakfast?
Tell her to get on it, man. Like, yeah, take tips, right? Follow step by step. Let's do this.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see what you got there. When you did the sausage biscuits and gravy a couple weeks ago, I think you had every person watching just like completely freaking drooling. It looked amazing. Look for that. And then also across the screen from you, I'm looking at Colton Bridge hanging out with us today. Colton, how you doing, brother? You got some really cool stuff you're going to talk to us about because I just don't have the knowledge on it to make it sound good. So,
yeah, good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me back again. I'm happy to be here and talk some photos and show you some stuff and show you what I've been working on.
This is really cool. I can't wait to get to know a bit more about this, and eventually maybe as I kind of learn to do a little bit better, because I'm one of those guys, I go and try and take pictures of a bud in the tent or whatever, and I'm sure everybody does it. You got to take 30 fucking pictures just to get that one half decent shot, and it's not even a great shot, it's just better than the rest. So I wouldn't mind actually maybe getting a few tips on it from you about how just even just someone with just a camera phone and what do you got to do to just help make them pop a little better?
Yeah, for sure. Most of the photos that I show on like in the Discord or on my Instagram, on the Basement Farmer Instagram and stuff like that, most of the photos that I show, unless it's a super close up of a bud, most of them are actually on my phone. So I do a lot of phone shots for sure, but anything that I print is definitely done on the camera. But yeah,
that's cool stuff. Like I said, I've still got your 2 prints that you gave me over the summer sitting tucked safely away in a box until we just get in a place where they can go up on the wall. That's the spot. You're not going to get fucked with, because that's just, it's the coolest thing is, well, not the coolest thing. One of the very cool things about people think highly enough about what we're doing on a show is they'll send you gifts. They'll send you maybe a bag of weed or some dabs or some slaps, and it's all fucking very, very cool. And I knew you had something for me because I was going to meet Hurton that weekend, and you just kind of threw a package in there with me. So I even had a heads up. But like, there's, you know, I probably, if you would have asked me at the time, I would have thought maybe a pack of seeds or like, you know, a couple nugs or something like that. And you see these two blown up, huge, amazing fucking pictures. We're sitting there in beautiful Alberta, friggin' Jasper Park, right? Checking out all these beautiful fucking pictures. I just like, yeah, this is way cool, way cool.
Yeah, I like those. I like that picture of you holding it up in the forest with the forest behind you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not one you'll get to see very often with someone holding the picture out in the forest like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. To me, it's also kind of indicative of my friendship with Hurt and Albert in there.
Yeah.
Let's go look at photography in the bush, guys, you know.
yeah, exactly.
Before we get too far into it, let's say hi to everyone else and we'll get right back to you guys because quite frankly, I'm getting fucking hungry. Fluff, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. Brother. I'm just here. I'm excited about Colton. You know, I never really thought about photography being that cool until like I started growing these plants and people wanted to see them. And then I was like, hey, people like to look at this shit. So now I got to think of things like angles and fucking lighting and like, dude, I take up all that. I've never taken so many goddamn pictures in my life. My phone is just full of fucking pictures of weed. That's all it is.
Yeah,
There's no family pictures, nothing else. It's pictures of fucking weed and other random plants, maybe an insect here or there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's how mine is. I started to feel bad because, you know, I'm a dad to 3 young daughters and I open my camera roll and it's just fucking weed. Girls playing outside. Do more weed, just all of it. So I was like, okay, I got to rein this in a little bit. So I'll take my photos on my phone, I'll post them, and then I archive them quickly so that when I open my camera roll, I actually see my family and stuff, not just a whole shitload of weed pictures.
It's funny. I find the one thing is like if you're say you screenshot something cool you see on your phone, you're going to show it to your buddy that you knew you're going to see later that day or whatever like that. And then you've been in your garden. It's that same thing. It's like, fuck, now I got to scroll. It's like you might as well grab the wheel on The Price is Right? Just get your just spinning on your phone. Oh, there it is. Drizzit, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, Caribou, doing well. I got my new soil cooking, so it'll be about another, well, it's been 5 days, so almost a whole month yet until I can use it, but at least I got the 10 up right behind me. In fact, it's so close I can't barely move in here anymore. But yeah, everything's going good. I can't wait to get started. Getting excited.
Do you have anything in mind for what you want to run on your first go back when you do fire up again?
I'm gonna run a run of FEMs that I have because I haven't grown anything now for like the last 2 months. So I want to get my stock back up. You know what I'm saying? So this first batch is going to be all FEMs, and then I'm going to start getting into everything else.
Nice. So no strain in mind for the FEMs off the bat, or are you going to keep us in the dark?
Well, when I pick them, I'll let you know. I haven't actually picked them yet. I know I just got some from Northwood's Nice, and I'm probably going to run a couple of those and see what other FEMs that I have. I do have quite a bit. Munch, and I think I might even have some slurricane FEMs. I'm going to check and see. But yeah, I'm going to do them. I want to make sure that I get a good crop the first one, and then we could play around after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that. I've grown slurricane from in-house genetics, and it was a banger. I really liked it. It was good. DP, he's grown a cut of slurricane, and he's been making a lot
rolling
of
up right now.
So
Smoking on morning. Great cut that I got. I was just about to say, have you ever thought about running some cuts instead of popping beans?
You know, it's hard to get cuts out here where I am. you know, if they do, they're really expensive.
Oh, I bet we could get you some cuts for free.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, anybody that's got good cuts that they might be willing to give up, get a hold of Drizzt. Let him know what you got, and if he's still interested after that conversation, maybe we'll get him some cuts of some wicked stuff. I think that'd be cool as hell. If you're willing, like some people are just anti-clone, right? Like, hey, don't bring. I'm not bringing other people's problems into my area because, well, I think we've all been there at one point in time or another where you do bring a dirty clone back, but at the same time, that's where you get some really good genetics found out. It's like Thunder Dan's Banana Daddies. I wouldn't mind trying some of those out eventually. That'd be good stuff.
It's also easy to get confused too, because I had got a cut from somebody thinking it came from something else, and then come to find out it wasn't. You know what I mean? And that was just from poor communication on kind of my part, really. But that was a big lesson learned. You know what I mean? Especially if you're passing that along to somebody, you got to kind of try to be careful and be cognizant of these things, you know, because if that person's going into trying to breed something, you know, I mean, you don't want dirt falling on that person's name because something like you did, you know what I mean? That I did accident, that could be preventable. That was something that
the situation, DP, was it somebody selling something that it just wasn't, or was it
no, it wasn't. Yeah, they weren't selling or anything. They definitely passed it along, and I just misunderstood from the conversation we had, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's just definitely something, if you are taking on cuts, just kind of try to do your homework, find out where he got it from, and if you have to, find out where that person got it from, you know?
Yeah. It's like if somebody would take like a Mac 1 cut, right? And then you take that Mac 1 cut and stealth it. That is not technically, you know, Cap's cut Mac 1 anymore. That is not, you know, but people are still calling shit like that Cap cuts Max 1. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody feminized that cut does not mean that is the same thing. So it's that communication that people are just trying to screw people.
Look who we've got jumping in here.
It's a party.
Holy motherfucking shit. All right, guys.
Hey.
How you doing, Opie?
Hey, what's good, guys?
Hey, man, you're good, brother. We're fucking glad to see you. How you doing, man? It's been far too long.
Yeah, I know. I've been sick, dude. I've been fighting this upper respiratory shit. Finally getting it cleared up and dealing with life, you know. But life, it's all good. How's everybody doing?
A lot better now that you're here, man. I was just thinking about you within the last week, just kind of, you know, hey, I wonder what Opie's been doing. I haven't heard from him in a while. So it's your ears must have been buzzing or something, man. They're just great to have you, man. Great to have you. Trying to do a show. Sorry for Paula for cutting you off, but Opie, he deserves attention. It's been so long.
I don't know about all that.
Welcome. But real fast, I do want to hop on here and get the potatoes on because they're going to take the longest. So I chopped up 2 potatoes, real, you know, quartered, little thin, just so they cook a little fast. Got the canna oil. It's just the same oil that I used a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna put a couple tablespoons.
Is that olive oil you infused, or is that just coconut oil?
It's canna oil. Olive oil. My bad.
Olive oil. Gotcha.
Yeah, I like it over coconut oil. Just because I'm not a huge. The aftertaste of coconut oil for me is a little much.
Yeah, I find that you know everything you use it in gets that taste, right?
I've definitely noticed that is a thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering, have you ever tried to use like avocado oil or anything? I don't know if that would work as well, but I would like to try it.
Just because I've never had a purpose to, and I'm just sprinkling a good teaspoon of canna salt in on the potatoes. I'm going to put a little pepper and onion powder and garlic and
is this going to be like another like 13,000?
Well, what was that, DP?
I said, is this going to be like another like legendary 13,000 milligram meal? Is everything infused? I love it.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than to listen to her be like, yeah, we're going to put in the can of salt and the can of garlic and the can of
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
probably,
go
it's probably
borrow a
300
car.
milligrams.
Love
No,
to go
wait,
to
maybe
Paula's.
400 milligrams. No, I think it's probably 700 milligrams.
Oh yeah, no, my bad. I actually did the math. It's 1,000. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paula's
The
husband
same.
sitting there on the couch thinking, so I'm sleeping by noon again today.
Yeah.
Y'all, he was so bobblehead. It was so funny. Like yep, it was just funny to watch. I should have videoed him later, but he survived.
Put a time lapse. Watch the progression. That'd be cool.
Right.
It looked like he's headbanging, put it to a metal song. Just
Right. So we're just gonna dump them on the cookie sheet after coating them all up. And I'm even gonna make sure all the oil drips out of them real well and throw them in the oven. And then we can make the shake and bake. Unless y'all want to chit chat, I can wait.
I think after this show is done, I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna destroy the entire kitchen. I'll just be like, feed me.
I'm
know,
getting
it's actually-
jealous watching Uncle Rick hit that bong.
Oh yeah, cheers.
You like to see Uncle Rick suck on things, huh, Opie?
Careful, careful. Hey, great
No,
to
we're
see
not-
you,
we're not
Opie.
going there.
You
What's
can
up,
suck.
Uncle Rick?
Cheers,
Good
brother.
to see you, man. Okay, let's do this.
How's Uncle Rick today? We haven't had a chance to say hello to you yet.
Good to see you all. I've been trying to dial in my my dosage of RSO and not doing a very good job, but it's fun trying. Okay, I got to tell you that. So I'm still pretty high from my dosage last night, but that's never give up.
Those
Gotta-
morning wobbles can be rough, though.
Just take more. Maybe you just haven't taken enough.
That's
Good morning.
always
baby.
the answer.
bees.
Good morning, sir.
How's Sam doing today? Great to see you too, brother.
Man, I feel great. I woke up late, but early from when I had been waking up. So that's awesome.
Dude, I woke
I
up.
love you.
The first thing I did was splash into a puddle of dog piss, turn around and realize I narrowly missed a mountain of dog shit. And that was like not even quite 5:30 in the morning yet. It was like I'm getting up, trying to put the coffee on and get the computer fired up. That's my day so far.
I thought maybe you were gonna say you woke up to a big puddle of dog piss and then you realized you didn't have a dog.
Yeah, no, I've got a pretty big dog. He's hard to miss. It was,
Yeah, you do. Danzig is a motherfucker. of a
yeah,
dog.
but it's funny though, because I'm laying here fucking waiting for the light in the tent to go on because that's gonna light up the whole fucking room and you ain't sleeping after that. So we didn't bother closing the door. And I can hear him out in the hallway kind of prancing around, going, oh fuck, he probably has to go to the bathroom. You get up, open the bedroom door, and he's like, let me out now, let me out now, let me out now. So I thought we had crisis averted, but I think it was probably just a pressure relief or something in the hallway. And but how is that even possible? Because once I start peeing, I don't fucking stop until it's done. It's like not a shut-off valve in there. So it's people are like, really, Caribou, first thing in the morning, we're going on about this. And yeah, we're first thing in the morning, we're going on about this.
Fucking right. Let's bring this shit back to old school.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any shit talk on this show in a while.
Well, if we want to do some shit talk, how about the MCMA? What a pile of shit those guys are, eh?
Yeah, fuck those fucking guys.
Fuck the MCMA.
Yeah, fuck MCMA.
Motherfuck them.
Fuck 'em.
I've got the fucking rights, Paula. I've got just about that entire song written. I've sent out the first verse to a few people. Fluff has had a chance to see it. DP's had a chance to see it. Spartan and Kazoo have both seen it, and everybody seems to think it's pretty good so far. I was writing it out onto a sheet of paper, just trying to, because the original scratch is barely legible because my writing is that bad. So I was like, okay, let's make it so actually take our time to write. I started looking at the lines on it and realized that I can make this better. So I'm in the point of, yeah, it's mostly written, but just fine tuning it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I just I'm fucking excited. And I've already got my idea on the next song I want to try and go after licensing for on that one, Colton, but we'll have that discussion a little later date.
Sounds good.
I realize that it's cool and everything to go writing a song, right? It's there's a lot of really good songs out there, right? It's we live for music, a lot of us. And then I realized that, well, I've got to fucking try and sing this thing afterwards. And like, I can't sing. Anybody that's ever heard me sing knows that it's just bad. And then I realized that I'm actually pretty fucking self-conscious about just how horrible a singer I am. So it's going to be weird at some point in time. It'll just probably be me sitting here by myself, just like fucking rocking into a microphone because there's nobody else around looking at me to just kind of go, look at him. Type of shit, right? And like a million takes to fucking knock it out. But I think we'll get there and it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Hey, I want to address a question in chat right there. That Anything Grows was talking about, can you burn your oil when you're cooking with that shit? And it's absolutely, when you're cooking with this stuff, you don't want to get it too hot. It's just like regular cooking, if you, and with everything else, since you got the THC in there, you want to bring the temperature down just a little bit so that you don't cook that stuff off and ruin it. Cause yeah, it'll burn to the pan, you could just completely.
If you go over a certain temperature, and it's kind of a rule of thumb, like anything over 350, you start degrading the amount of THC is in there. It's not that you can't still go over those temperatures, you just don't have the same amount of THC in it. And yes, just like you can burn oil, like if you can have your French fries are fried in burnt oil if you use it too long or in a higher temperature and stuff. So you can completely destroy your product.
Yep. So, and you know what else I was thinking? Caribou, since we got the man right here, we're going to have to play both videos today. So we should let everybody know what chat they should be in real quick.
Oh. And while we do that, I'm going to make up the wet stuff for the shake and bake my stuff. So an egg and some milk.
That sounds great. I had the dab frog all queued up, but now the dab frog is gone. We'll do him later. We're gonna fucking top chat live chat with Colton here pretty quick. Just give me a second here.
Yeah, because Colton.
Can I ask my tech question for the day? Like, why is there a top chat and a lot? Like, why don't we just have one chat?
Bend over, Rick, and I'll show you.
This is badass, Colton.
That makes me happy every time. I don't know how something that sounds so angry can make you so happy, but it makes me so happy.
Right? That's what I thought after when I was watching it.
Moving has ingrained itself into like everyday life now.
Yeah. Everything's hashtag booth life.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So for that one there, Colton, like I've said before, I had no idea those were even in the works until they were done and being showed that night. Can you take us into your process for that a little bit? Because for what I've done is basically I'll take a video clip or a photo and I'll just kind of string them together in succession for when I make my videos. Mm-hmm. You've got a whole other layers of dimensions, and you quite frankly said I've got a couple steps up to go before I can compete with your quality work, man. And it's awesome.
Yeah. So kind of like I was explaining earlier with Photoshop and layers there this morning before we went live here. It's the same with the video editing programs that I use. I use the Adobe, the professional Adobe video editing programs. I used to actually have all of the software, like the Final Cut Pro software. I don't have that anymore. I use Adobe Premiere, but the Final Cut software, I used to actually have that, and that's what professional movie makers use. That's what the Coen brothers use to edit all their videos. So I used to use that. I don't have that anymore. I use Adobe Premiere mostly now, Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects. And it's the same, like I was explaining with kind of like Bud's here. He's got the text over top and all that kind of stuff. You have layers that you're able to put stuff on. So it kind of shows it better with the with that other Top Chat live chat where it's got the little seedling coming up, where we'll see that one later on. But
we'll see that one right now because we're kind of talking about it.
Sure. This one actually needs to slow down a little bit. I did them in a rush because I wanted to have them done and out there, for the show quickly. And this one, you can see how quickly I was trying to work because the whole thing is too fast.
Okay. I kind of wondered that a little bit the very first time I saw it. I was like, it's a little fast.
It's a little fast.
Yeah, but you could definitely tell you were trying to fucking haul ass on this shit.
This stuff is just still.
Yeah, I like that one. That's fun. They're both fun,
cool.
but
It's a lot of fun just watching those stuff. So as a guy who's actually trying to learn and get better at video editing and stuff like that, what is there any programs that you could maybe recommend for myself to be getting in there?
Really, I'm not 100% sure, and it's kind of like it's kind of my own fault for not paying attention to the industry more. But I learned on the Adobe, like when I went to school for graphic design, I was trained in the Adobe software suite. That was 12, almost 13 years ago. But I don't know. I don't really know some of the in-between programs to go from kind of a beginner to intermediate to advanced. I just know the jump from like iMovie. iMovie is a good one if you have Mac. I don't know what the equivalent is for a PC though. And I'm also I'm a Mac guy, so I don't know shit about PC or Windows or anything like that, right? So unfortunately, I don't really know kind of the in-betweens. The one thing that I've done ever since I graduated school, and I've done it for video, I've done it for graphic design, I've done it for photo, is just Google tutorials. For whatever program you're using, there's somebody that's done it for a long time and they've probably made a tutorial about it. And there are probably some tips and hacks and little tricks and stuff like that they've put together online. So Google and YouTube are a huge resource for training and information and tutorials.
I have a friend that would probably accredit his degree to YouTube and Google.
Oh yeah,
right.
Went to.
I learned more as far as like the aspects of design and video and like the rules of art and that kind of thing. I learned more after I graduated than I did while I was in school, because school is more technical. It was about how to use the software and how to use all the stuff. But then just being in the industry and trying things and having to do it and having to search it out myself, I learn way better that way, right? I'm a visual learner. If I see it, then I can pretty well try to mimic it.
About trial by fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but we got the canna flour in the bag, and I've got my seasonings in this little bowl that I'm just, spicing up. With the seasonings is paprika, some ground mustard, onion powder, garlic, pepper, some cumin, and of course the canna salt. So got my flour and my spices, my pork chop, my egg and milk mix.
Did I remember you're doing the can of flour?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a fresh batch of canna flour here in a moment, since we have to do another weight process, so that we can all learn how to do some canna flour.
So let's count. We have one infusion in the flour. We have one in the salt. We have one in the butter, or no, oil, correct?
No, oil.
Oil.
Okay, so that's 3 so far. Now what else you got? Is there any
Oh,
sugar in
that's
there?
probably all we're getting today.
What? What?
Well, I guess that's gonna be enough.
Well, you got to remember though, the whole pork chop is basically breaded in cannabis, and then it's
Yes.
also
Yeah.
seasoned in cannabis.
And then fried in cannabis.
Yeah, and then fried in cannabis. So
Yeah.
while there's only those three, it might kind of knock you right in the nuts.
I mean, what's the fourth
Right.
thing in this equation? Pork chop? I think we'll be all right.
Well, her husband's
Exactly.
probably putting a can of sugar in his coffee or something like that. So that's probably the
Right.
fourth in there.
So-
Oh, dude, can of sugar is the shit in coffee. I have got to make like more because I ran out and realized that is like the best way to start a morning is fucking can of sugar in your coffee.
So I use my
Okay.
coconut oil. I use a frother and froth my coconut oil into my coffee because I can't do sweet coffee anymore. I cut sugar out of my coffee about 2 years ago, and I can't even stand a sweet coffee anymore. It's just not my jam. So yeah, I use the coconut oil. Like I know Bees, you were saying you use your butter, right?
Yeah, buddy.
The bulletproof coffee.
Put a tablespoon in there and
But you're
I
a
drink my
butter
coffee
of the
black.
coffee?
yeah, I put a tablespoon of butter in my coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Same.
It's good.
Yeah, I think me and you talked about that like a while back ago when I fucked around and did that with some of my infused oil. So
Dude, I
I've
feel
heard
like it
people
almost
blend butter and
expedites the
That just sounds so
expedites
weird to have like the consistency of melted butter and coffee.
you don't even notice, dude. It makes it
Yeah, you
makes
mix it in,
feel
right? It makes
better in
it
your mouth.
creamy.
Man.
Yeah, creamy.
Feel better.
Can you
Mouth,
sip
creamy.
it?
Go
Could be
on, guys.
sipping it.
Keep on, please. You're enticing me. Just make-
For a man who's as obsessed with dicks as you, I would think you'd be jumping all over these words.
Get that cream in your mouth.
Oh, shoot.
Good, DP.
It's got a nice mouth feel to it. Okay,
It really
How you like
does.
that.
It just, yeah.
I don't know. I just got life insurance. I don't know if I should really be adding any extra stuff to me. They told me my cholesterol was high and like I should be on fish oil and stuff. And I don't know about all that.
You could
Can you
use it,
infuse fish oil? Let's start making some
I was
fucking
gonna say
healthy stuff.
infuse it.
I was just gonna say that.
Hell yeah,
everybody-
you could. It'd probably be even better because it probably has more fats.
Right.
Yeah.
So 2 shake and bake pork chops going in the oven at the same temperature as the potatoes at 350, which I'm going to take those out and give them a flip over. So
I have a question for you.
yes.
For not for you, Paula. Sorry, you
Oh.
keep going. Caribou and Uncle Rick, on your ovens, are the temperatures in Celsius or Fahrenheit?
I think they're probably in Celsius.
They're in Fahrenheit.
Are they?
They're Fahrenheit? What the
Yeah,
fuck, man? Have
Oh
some
yeah, we bake cookies at 350, just like you.
man.
I
Fuck
bake
are you
everything
guys
at
supposed to
430.
know what everything is? If
That's
every,
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Pick a
we
one.
have to know both.
I mean, that's just for anything mechanical. We have to figure out is it metric or is it standard or anything else. But God,
Yeah.
fucking everything was that way. I mean, shit. If I can't figure out the weather and the stove at the same time, man, that's a problem.
My stove's been out for damn near 5 months now, but I can't
When's it
get
coming
nobody
back?
to come up here.
Hey,
to
we
repair-
won't talk about the wires that got cut there.
well,
Man, can I
I
just
think start clicking at 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to go.
while Paula's doing her thing, I just have to say something real quick because my whole world's been fucking turned right upside down in the last couple weeks. So I've gone my whole life going to Chinese restaurants, sitting down, looking at the fucking placemat that has all the fucking Chinese Zodiacs on it with your years and what you are, right? And like was born in '88, so I'm always looking at this thing and I'm like, sweet, I'm a fucking dragon. The coolest thing to be, right? Of course, yes, I got to be a fucking dragon. So like 3 weeks ago, go to a fucking Chinese restaurant, sit down, and it dawns on me that the Chinese aren't using a fucking Western calendar. They're using a fucking Chinese New Year's calendar, right? I'm born in January. That doesn't count as 88. The fucking year before. So I've been living my whole life as a fucking dragon. In reality, I'm a
Oh,
rabbit.
please, you cannot do that to me. I have a monkey, the year of the monkey tattooed on a red lipstick paper cut monkey on my shoulder
But
because I'm
when's
a
your birthday?
March.
Okay, you're good. You're safe. See,
Okay.
the new year
Thank
starts
God.
right now,
can't-
like end of January, beginning of February. So like, but anybody born in the month of January, fucking think again.
So what are you?
I'm a rabbit.
Okay.
That's so cooler than a
Rabbit.
dragon, please.
I
I wouldn't even worry about that, man. That dragon, it's so wimpy anyways. Rabbits are way tougher.
I don't even know
Hey,
what I
man,
am.
I'm a
probably
dragon.
something stupid.
Rabbit shit is good.
Rabbit shit is good. You're right. Everybody can come get my shit
You
anytime
can
they want.
come. You can just come shit on my apartment floor because I'm just making it a fucking. I guess that's what they're telling me to do. So
If you feed me and give me a place to sleep, I will. That goes for anybody out there listening, watching.
Bees is adoptable.
no, you just rent him for a couple weeks. He just shits and goes.
Yeah.
Shitting and going bees or something. Figure it out.
Fucking leave you
The
like
mobile
an upper decker,
fertilizer plant.
fucking gone.
Since he's a rabbit, he'll get there fast.
But it'd be
I'm a-
fucking everything is tight.
I might stop and take a nap along the way.
Right? But you're gonna have to lock up your daughter and your wife. You'd be fucked.
Better not go to work. Yeah, 30 kids by the time you get back.
Let's say hi to Opie again. Opie, how's your garden going, man? I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Oh, it's going good, man. We're doing. I got some photos and some autos going. The photos I'm running 2 dark drips from Turk. I'm running a plasmid from Jinx Proof, a Donatello, and a Banana OG from Raven. And then I've got autos. I've got a Area 420, a Radioactive Runts, a Sour Diesel, an OG Kush, and a Gorilla Glue, number 4 Josie Wells cut.
But no alien stuff, huh?
No aliens. I'm in hunt. I'm looking for that toothless alien from Mephisto. I really want that one. I really want those beans, but we'll see if I get lucky. I get lucky. If not, I'll move on.
You wanted that shit for a long time now.
I have, man, and it's really escalated because we're about to put up a greenhouse, and the greenhouse we're going to try to run 4 batches of 15. Like we're going to start at the end of March, and we're going to do all autos in the greenhouse. We'll have a handful of photos, but not many, and we're just going to run autos through because it's the greenhouse we're getting this year is only 6'6". So I don't want to be busting out the top because of where I live. So we're just getting ready for that. And we'll go from there and see how I transition to kind of a hybrid outdoor indoor scenario.
Are you going to be doing what kind of potting beds are you going to be using in the greenhouse?
On the autos, we're going to run 5-gallon pots, and on the with Coco Loco, I'm just going to keep it simple, straightforward, and I'll feed food. And with the photos, like I'm going to run some Space Dose from Curtin. I want to run the JTRs again. I lost them when I got sick at the beginning of the year, and because I wasn't able to do shit for about 2 weeks, and they suffered. But run a few JTRs, a couple JTRs in there, a couple of Space Dose, and probably one other strain as far as photos. But those will be in 10-gallon pots. I talked to Ross to Jeff, and that's what he recommended. And he just said to top them to keep them short, stay on top of topping, and I can keep them within that 6'6" height limit.
Exciting.
Are those the number 2s or the number 4s, the JTRs?
I have the number 4s.
Okay, right on. think those are the ones I've got as well. And I've got the Donatello as well. So I'm excited to watch yours that you've got right now come out. I've got the 6-pack of Fems of those as well.
Oh, dude, that Donatello is a beast.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
That's awesome.
It's day 1 of week 3 of veg, and the stalk on it is as big around as my feet.
Jeez.
It's huge. I mean,
That's
it's still
awesome.
squat and short, which tends to be my style.
Mhm.
But it's yeah, let me see if I can get a picture up of it. I'm not sure if I can or not.
I saw that one that you posted in the Discord this morning there.
Yeah, that one in the front,
Yeah.
that was the Donatello.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
What's the cross on the Donatello?
Right off the top of my head, Caribou, I can't remember.
It's Lemon Skunk by Blueberry. I just was looking at my packs yesterday, actually. So
That sounds cool. That's like, as a Ninja Turtles fan from like as a little kid and shit like that, I've always kind of want to get my hands on something from that line, just to say you did, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's
that's why I got him. That's when I very first like jumped on Cannabis, and that's kind of when I first saw Irie. It was like right when he had finished releasing the TMNT line, and it like everything was gone for months. And then I found the Donatello, excuse me, at Chi-Town. They had them in stock still, so I scooped those up real quick.
So, canna flower real fast. So this is 3 grams of already decarbed flour. This is, I like to use buds. It's a little more concentrated, of course. This is peanut butter breath, so it kind of gives it a nice earthy flavor as well, not just a canna taste. And I use my fancy herb grinder and just zing it. And I'm gonna mute myself that I don't have a bunch of buzzing in the background. And then I just strain it into here, and I just add all-purpose flour in here, just plain white. I use a coffee container because it's just airtight, you know.
Nice product placement, Paula. By the way.
Yeah. What did you say, Bees, exactly?
I said nice product placement, by the way. Dead center.
Thanks.
Boom.
Yes, my Caribou. And what's funny is this is my actually herb grinder that I use to grind my weed. I bought 3 of these damn grinders, 2 by accident and 1 on purpose. And so this is just my flour. And luckily my top fits everything. So I use it all the time.
There's that Donatello in the front, Caribou.
Oh, I'll get the spotlight off here. Peek those. Where's Opie on the screen here? Okay, I'll blow you up. This one right by your shoulder strap there?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And the Banana OG is the middle left, the plasmid is middle right, and the dark drips are in the back.
Fuck yeah. That's exciting, man. Dude,
Yeah,
I'm so glad you're back
they're
on
looking
the show.
good.
Like, Opie, it's been far too long since we've seen you, brother. I gotta say, man, like, I was already in a great mood, even though I started the day off cleaning dog shit, fucking 5:30 in the morning. I was in a great mood though, hanging out with Paula and Colton. And then when I saw you pop in, it was just like, wow, like this is, thanks for jumping on, man. You just made my day.
Oh, no problem. VP saw me in chat and asked me if I'd jump on if I could, and I told him I couldn't promise, but I would try.
Didn't get the response, so I'm glad you did, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, this is actually so people that haven't been with us since the very beginning. Opie's pretty much Caribou Heart TV OG. He's been with us right there along the ways. But one of the very coolest things about him was they don't have great internet service at their place. So him and Mrs. Opie would always go to these really cool places and hang out with us on the show there. Like go out to a park or a lake or whatever. and then tour us around there. And actually, Mrs. Opie and Uncle Ronnie both have the distinction of being people who weren't actually a part of the panels per se. They were, you know, they were with someone that was on the panel, but they were someone in the background that they come on the show and they're just having so much fun and they're fucking hilarious that it was just like they each kind of stole the show there for a bit. And it was just watching people have fun with it. It was really cool. So was there
the main reason why I use a sifter like this is so that I make sure and get all the super keepy fine stuff instead of having, I'll put it in a different cup, but I like using these types of sifter so that you get all of the, not stuff that's very nice to taste, like it's super grainy. So you just get nice keepy stuff. And so you don't have that textural difference.
Yeah, to keep it more like flour.
Right. And so I just think it's, you know, like I said, I'm not big on that really green, gritty taste. So it is super, super fine, just really easy to use. And this is a quarter cup, so you know, and they say 3 grams is at 10% THC is going to be 100 milligrams per gram. So you know, this flour would be, you know, if I put a half a cup of flour with the 3 grams of, I'm stoned and I lost that sentence. So 3 grams is 300 with a half a cup of flour. The whole cup, half a cup would be 300 milligrams. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, you know, most people can't bring it back, so congratulations on that one.
Yeah, really.
And because of my herb grinder still has a little bit of the keepy stuff in it, I do take my flour and dump it in there so that I make sure and get all of the nice keepy stuff out.
Maybe that's what you're going to smoke for yourself. Like, oh, well.
It's already decarbed. Why am I going to smoke it?
Okay, well, just eat it. I don't know.
Say, yeah, I thought that was maybe, you know.
I'm stoned too, damn it. Hey, look, somebody has
I thought that was going to be just like when you're making something, you know, with like fucking rum or something, you know, it's one shot for the fucking thing, one for you, one for that, one for you. I got where you're going, Bees. I see it.
Hey, Fluffikins, how do you like that?
What's up?
How do you like that?
I fucking love this thing, dude. Yeah. And the light show, just so much fun to play with.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, me and the son, we were looking at it, and I was like, I told him I'd go half with something cool, right? And this was the one I was like, nah, dude, this is the jam. If we're gonna do it, we're going all the fucking way with it, man. Seriously. So yeah, fucking, it's definitely a great fucking purchase, dude.
Have you tweaked with the? Ooh, you got the green one.
Yeah, yeah, that's all they had.
Figured out your temperature setting that you prefer.
Honestly, just a hair over the fucking midway is perfect. You know, it's for the size tab I do and everything. It's one heat and done, man. The cup's clean afterwards. Very little work, and you get it all, and it tastes fucking great. So yeah, and it's all like cold start too. You know what I mean? So you got that like yummy cold start like thing without, and it heats fucking fast, man. Fast. So yeah, I'm super impressed by this thing. And to have the battery life that it has, and the it's cool. It's not going to be something that I'm going to fucking travel with very much.
Well, right. Yeah, it's a fucking.
You know, I never really plan on traveling with it anyway, so it's all good.
So, can of flour all done? I mean, it still looks like flour, so it can be mischievous. So label that stuff. Don't leave it out for the kids. So looks like our potatoes are done. So we'll flip over the pork chops and see what they look like. Those look yummy.
Did you put salt on those?
Yes, can of oil and salt.
Bitchin'.
We are going to flip over the pork chops.
I like that apron.
Thank you. Crazy and got me this, and I believe Little Bit, they chipped in and got me a apron. It's stuck. I stuck it too deep. That's what she said, huh?
That's what she said.
And we're just gonna stick those back in for a few minutes, maybe about 10 minutes while the potatoes sit there, and we're gonna smoke a bowl. Or I can take you to the mushroom closet and we can see how that's doing, or
Yes,
my
let's
grow
do
tent
I
as
vote
well.
mushroom closet.
I vote mushroom closet.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so yesterday I got to put my Hawaiians in the tote.
Yay, yay.
So they're in there doing their thing as of yesterday. And these are the heroes taken away doing their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then above the light, I don't remember who is who. But these are all inoculated. And then we have this one up here. It's coming along pretty good finally. And this is another jar of heroes. So before long, they'll be in a tote.
Totes.
What do you do? Just like break up that jar and then just chuck it in a tote full of fucking media, and then that kind of inoculates everything else?
Yes, so you go from the inoculation period in the jars or bags into totes or however you're going to grow it. And this is called spawning. So we're doing all of that good jazz, I believe. I'm hoping. And the substrate is basically a lot of people like to use manures. Some people use cocoa hair and vermiculite and things like that. So since, as I was talking about the pre-show, going organic in my grow tent, I can use the same stuff. I just have to, sterilize it, and I can grow mushrooms with it. So I was, just going to maximize what I'm doing already.
When I grew in jars, Fluffy, I didn't break up the jars or break up the cakes. I just, pull the cake out and then set it in, and then it would all grow out of the cake. But then after like 3 flushes, then I broke it open, and then it grew out of the broken for like 1, but it was like a lot smaller.
And there, I have heard and seen of it done both ways. This is my first grow period all the way around with the mushrooms. So I'm just following one person's directions and seeing how it goes and learning, and I would say the biggest thing for me with growing with mushrooms is learning patience, because you just have to, it just has to wait. You just have to wait. There's nothing else you can do with it but wait.
You're like, it's like the opposite of weed, kind of like all the waiting is what seems like forever, and then bam, you have mushrooms.
Hey, this is my run with mushrooms. This will be my second run of mushrooms. That's all the experience I have. And these motherfuckers are easy to do. I do them and I throw them in my veg tent. They fucking grow mushrooms. Pretty fucking cool. But I'm like a little fuck kid, man. Every time I'm in Menards, I gotta buy one of these fucking things. So that's cool.
Right. So
fun,
this
dude.
is what we have going on in the grow tent. Thanks to Gandalf, I've gotten some help and have made it past the seedling stage, and have even gotten Hype's autos to take off. And so that's what these are in front, are the autos. And they're the weather wax ones. We got some Bruce banner going on. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with all of it. As you can see, it's a 5x5 and we're running out of space. This is a Alaskan forest. It's as long as this one. That's a super silver haze. Those are an Erie genetic blue raspberry truffle. And that's the freak show. I mean, it's just a little lighter than, the Alaskan forest back there, but it's still growing and looking fine.
Yeah, what I see there, yeah, you were definitely over worried about that. That thing looks fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It
not
actually looks like it's keeping up with everything else. Is it the same age as the plants around it?
It is the same age as the Alaskan forest. So this one, and that monster back there in the back.
Yeah, okay. It aged about the same.
That seems better.
I was thinking, wow, Paul, you figured out how to make that thing grow normally when you look at the few that are directly beside it that are smaller. But yeah, no, that's about right. You grow these huge monsters and that thing's still like kneecap height kind of thing. They're fun though.
I think we're doing pretty good in there though, and I'm excited to do a big outdoor this year.
Yeah, I think it's fun. So please tell me, because you keep mentioning Gandalf, please tell me you got some headband in there.
No, I do not have any headband. Sorry.
We're gonna have to get you some headband, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. You let me know. Well, hey, I'm lucky he let me put an auto in here, because at first he was like, I'm not doing no autos. And I'm like, yes, we are. I said, I have the seeds.
Paying the light bill here, motherfucker. Yeah, we are.
I was like, we have the seeds. I really want to try an auto. And so I made him help me grow some autos.
I'm starting to really like the whole auto thing. I'm one of those guys that's typically always had one in the veg area, but it always kind of gets ignored and never really sees fruition. Now, whether it was poor genetics or just my lack of care, which I just openly admitted to, or both maybe, which would be even a more likely scenario. I don't know, but like Hype's auto that I got here doesn't get any kind of particular special care. I just try and make sure I keep up with it and water it on the daily or every other day, so it's happy. And it just keeps chugging along, doing its thing. I'm happy with it. I'm impressed. And it's going to be some solid nugs while by the time we're done with it. And since I guess we're talking about Hype's genetics right now, we should probably mention that he is an official sponsor of Caribou Heart TV, the official autoflowers of our show. We don't just grow his product, we stand behind it. Every person on this crew at some point in time is growing his, and shit works great. I don't have the energy to run a big spiel. Sorry. I tried to do better for you, buddy, but it's early.
It sounded like you were really getting ready to start fucking ripping on something, and then you just fucking gassed out, dude.
Yeah, I try to get a little bit of a spiel going, kind of. You can have it sort of half-assed memorized and just let it rip, right? I want to show that respect to Hype. Like I said, we don't just grow his shit. We stand behind that, right? It's good. It's proven and it's medicated. It's not just the THC we're looking for. He's got his elevated CBD lines in there as well, which are the ones that really seem to be getting attention. And but it's early and I don't have the steam.
But this is also perfect because this brings it back into Colton because you got the CBDs going right now. And I'm excited about that. I really like that one.
Yeah. And my first and only autoflower I've grown is the hashing got during the grow off there. And that thing, like I grew it in a 1 gallon pot under a 110 watt quantum board, and it turned out beautiful. I mean, I didn't get a ton off it, but I got just under 2 ounces in 1 gallon under a 110 watt, right? So it was, and the profile on that hashing gun is fucking amazing. Like it is so fruity and amazing. And my jar, it's upstairs. My jar, I just pulled my last bud out of it just the other day, and the smell is still just as strong in the jar. It's like it's full. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm super pumped about that CBDs. It's starting to take off now. I'm about to get it up out of the starter pot into a 2 gallon. And it's going to go under a 200 watt this time. I've gotten a veg tent, so yeah, I'm gonna up it a little bit bigger pot, a little bit bigger light, and yeah, I'm excited about that. I was gonna ask you, Fluff, actually, if you know about like topping or what I should do with that CBDs, because I knew you grew it as well, right?
Yeah, I
Food
didn't
is
say
ready
that.
to
I mean,
go.
yes.
Yes,
I see
please.
that.
Ooh,
Please and
breakfast
thank you.
Oh,
is served.
Yes.
Yummy.
Mouth watering.
Pork chop, potatoes.
And
So
you
if
get
you
it
want it
chopped.
for breakfast, fry you an egg. If you want it for dinner, throw you a green bean,
Oh
a
God, stop it.
salad, you know, whichever way you want to go with this. I mean, so yeah,
Roll that
time to
beautiful
eat.
footage, Paula. Let's see. Cut us off a piece.
Okay.
Pork
Yeah,
chops
what
and
we
eggs
really
for
need to do,
breakfast. That'd be my jam.
Oh yeah.
what we really need to do is one of these days we need to have like guests come to Paula's house, have her cook this shit for him, but don't tell him anything. And we need to have a show while the kicks in on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do
We'll
like a
get
game
Paula to
show.
cook us up something on a Friday night.
Right? Oh man, that's yummy.
The Last Supper.
Right?
Well,
It's
that-
like I don't remember one of them fucking Netflix like cooking shows with the weed and shit. They talk to him like, after it kicked in and stuff. That's what we need.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
eat her shit and be like, yo,
Yeah.
what?
There's a show on
Like a
I can't remember
drummer.
what network it was on. It was called Bong Appetit. And
Mhm.
that show was the shit.
Oh, great show. Great show.
Yeah, they've got every
Yeah,
kind
that
of
actually
cannabis,
brought-
anything, like any kind of extract, terpene extracts, all of it. And that show was awesome, right? Because they'd pair their meals with dabs or pair them with joints or pair them with bong rips. Like that show was
Just makes me
wicked.
want to make like a infused ketchup or a steak sauce.
Yeah,
to go
that'd be
with
good.
it.
Or a barbecue sauce or something would be good.
I got my girlfriends listening to this talk about infused steak sauces and barbecue sauce. And I think you guys have just started a new mission in life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just glad I have teenagers that I don't have to really worry about, if they get a sample of something per se instead of, because they don't always listen.
What about animals that like eat
My aunt,
scraps?
oh, I've had to get a locked trash can because my dog likes to get into the trash can, and he was sick for 2 days because he got, not only was it medicated, but it was medicated chocolate frosting. So he was horrid for 2 days. Poor puppy.
I
Yeah, I had a dog eat a whole ounce once and threw it up after a couple hours, but that dog was fucked up for a while.
We had our collie Bob Seeger eat an entire pound of medicated butter that was just made that day and got left out on the counter. And I remembered, like, I wake up in like 2-3 in the morning to the house and living room destroyed because he was a garbage dog, and just this is a constant thing with him, always a frustration. I remember throwing him outside, well, not throwing him, but open the door, get out there, and let him just be outside for the night. He's a long-haired dog. It's summertime. We're not worried about him. And go back to bed. And then the ex gets up and she's getting kids ready for school and stuff like that. She says, did you move the butter off the counter? No, I'm half asleep. Oh, because Bob's out on the grass in the backyard sleeping. I think it instantly kind of clicks in and that's okay. That's what was going on and setting all that off. That was basically the story of him for the same thing about 2 days where he just laid there. At one point in time, I was like, I should bring him inside because the neighbor sees that they're gonna think I got my dog laying out there fucking dead in the middle of the backyard. And so I bring him inside. A couple hours later, I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. I'm like, oh, the poor guy's drooling on the floor. Like, he's that fucked up. And he moved a little bit and you could just see all his long collie fur just sticking to the floor and kind of doing that. And I was like, that's too much to be drool. And I look, and sure enough, the poor guy just pissed, but he couldn't fucking move. I was like, oh, okay. So out onto the back deck and yeah, oh my God. Forget it was, fucking dogs.
That sounds like a miserable experience all the way around.
I've been in that same shape, I think, before from edibles. So
Yeah.
Say maybe like the third time I fucking got really comfortable with RSO. Yeah, took a nice. I was like, man, I'll be all right with this shit. So, nope, I was wrong.
So, on one thing that I want to do throw out there as an air of caution, not that we need caution because we're all adults and we can all over medicate and be okay. But with edibles, if you feel like you've ever eaten too much, get something citrusy like lemonade, orange juice, limeades, something like that, and that will help. Not necessarily get rid of the body high that you get off of the edibles, but like clear your head to function.
That is interesting. I've never heard that one before. I'm gonna
I've
have
read it in
to.
a lot of my cookbooks, and we've as many edibles and things that we tear down through here. Orange juice and lemonade are our friends.
I'm gonna have to research this and see if this is a thing.
I'm just gonna have to keep orange juice on hand, I think, from now on. The edibles get me pretty good usually.
I wish they got me better. I really wish they do, but that's not it for some people, I guess. Colton, I got it. So as it got, we were kind of mentioned earlier, like just entry level photography. So basically, I've got a phone and I take, reasonably decent pictures. Is there any little things I can do to help up the quality of them? Like, do I want lighting around, or am I just use my phone's lighting? Do I want it in the lighting foreground, background, zoom, no zoom, flash, no flash kind of stuff? Any tips and pointers?
Yeah, so I will usually I pretty well always like to light up whatever I'm going to take a photo of externally. So basically just what I'm getting at is I don't like using the flash. I hate the flash. It's not especially the phone flash. It's not a photographer's friend, right? It makes everything super, super bright. And it puts shadows on spots where you don't want shadows necessarily and that kind of thing. So if you can light something up externally, a good way, I mean, it just depends on what kind of photo you're trying to take as well, right? So, but your angle and then the angle of your light or the source of your light, just depending on, with our grow tents, obviously our lights are all above us, which helps out tremendously. But I also know that some, lots of lights will be too bright for a phone. So like with mine, what I can do is if I am taking a photo on my phone and I actually like tap on the screen to try to focus or whatever, mine brings up some options with your lighting. I can adjust how bright it is. So just explore the options on your phone, because that can help. But more than anything, I'd say just play with everything. Like I said, look at the settings, like open your camera and then there should be a settings thing. Usually on most smartphones now, you can open your settings and adjust your lighting and that kind of stuff manually. So I just, play around with it. Just take as many photos as you can, try different angles, just try things until you find something that works for your specific subject or area or your tent, right? Like I've had times where I dial down the light on my tent for a few minutes. I do it right before lights out usually, or first thing when it comes on. I'll dial the light down a little bit so it's not so bright. And then I take photos from like every different angle. Like I'll hold my phone out, I'm holding my phone out here. I'm not even looking at it. Just hold it out there, hit the picture taker button. I don't know what you call it on the phone. It's a trigger or the, whatever.
I'm pretty sure that was the technical term for it.
Right? Yeah.
Button. You look up the instruction book and that's what it'll say, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just play with it, have fun with it. Pretend like you're a photographer, like they show in the movies where you're holding the camera and that's right, move it, work it, just play around with it, have fun with it. And I guarantee, like if you take 50 photos, you're gonna have at least one or two that look all right.
That seems to be about it. Is I got to take about 50 pictures to get one or two that look all right. Because I do find that, like me personally, I guess I've always kind of been afraid to fuck up the settings on my phone and not be able to get back to where it was. Although now that I actually think about it as I'm saying it, there's probably a reset button.
Yeah, I
on
was
it
gonna say
to
there's
put
gonna
everything
be
back
a
to factory.
yeah default or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, because I find a lot of times it's your picture when you look at it, you're just about what I would consider like a really good shot, but it's just a little bit of a blur where you don't want it, or the lighting is a little too bright. Is often what I find is it's a little bit brighter. And I kind of agreed with what you're saying about the flash. I find it can enhance some shots. It's a little bit too much on the trichomes, especially. I find
Mhm.
where it just
Yeah.
I,
The only time I really like the flash with like cannabis photography specifically is when you've got stuff hanging up in the dark drying. If you've got the room dark and you flash that and it lights up every trichome in there, right? And then you can really see your trichome coverage on your drying cannabis. I think that one it looks cool. It just reminds me of like ice hanging off a rooftop or something like that, right?
I think of actually a fairly recent shot, Fluff, that baklava cross there that you had there. There's the picture of that where it was pretty much what Colton was just describing there, where you're just like, oh, holy fuck.
Sometimes I get lucky. I run by and I snap a picture and fucking I get really lucky.
Well, stop lying.
Sometimes.
Nope, I'm not hearing luck come out of your mouth. Picture taking no more, Fluff. That it might have been okay like 6 months ago, but you got too many good shots behind you to say that. Fuck now.
I do. I'll get that. Well, I don't have the time really anymore is the problem, because I used to get down here, right, and I'd get really, really stoned and I'd stare at that fucking camera with a pit and I just fucking stare until I got that shit right. I'd take fucking 50 pictures of that motherfucker and delete 49 of them, and then take fucking 30 more, and then try to decide which one was the right one.
And then you go back to the original one.
Yeah, exactly. So now I don't have time to fucking do shit like that. So it is, man. It's just like run by fucking pics anymore. Fucking
yeah.
I gotta take care of the garden rather than stare at it.
I love that stuff that Colton does with those. I can't wait for him to be able to, how they do like the way macro, zoom all the way in. Yeah, man, that's awesome
right,
stuff,
dude.
Yeah.
And I never knew how fucking in depth and how long that shit takes. And like, holy shit.
Yeah. I've seen a guy that stacked it's like 1,000 layers or 1,100 layers or something like that. But he had a super microscope, and he was actually he had it on a slide like you do with a regular microscope, right? And yeah, I was like, fuck, 1,000 layers. I don't have time for that kind of shit.
I'm pretty sure that's like his full-time job type shit.
Oh yeah, that's got to be for sure.
That's his career / awesome.
He's probably some actual microbiologist, just happens to love cannabis as well.
He probably works at like a grocery store, like at the produce.
Yeah.
Just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Paula's about to get rich. I'll take
He doesn't have a girlfriend, so he's got time. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even tell you, man, about trying to bring somebody over here, man. It's ridiculous. Can't.
Let me show you my worm bin.
I'll dab to that.
Hey, Rick, Rick, no matter what, you never want to start with that one, all right? You want to ease into that one. I tried to tell VP that, but he didn't listen.
Deal breaker right there. They check this out, and they're like, all right, cool.
There's been many a good joke here lately that have been any good laugh on that one.
Hey, speaking of worms, Fluff, thanks. They're thriving. They're keeping me single, and they're thriving. All right.
Hey,
Better at least getting
I don't think it's
out of it if they've taken out your sex life.
Yeah, it's not the worms that are keeping you single, brother.
I got to get a something figured out, some sort of plan figured out for these photos. They're not just gonna stop growing. So now I got to get either a tent or I'm going to have to engineer some super light proof scenario for the closet, which is basically impossible because it connects to my bathroom. So I got some figuring out to do this week. I got to get that new light. I'm getting the 600 water. I'm excited about. My buddy's selling it to me for pretty cheap, so I'm excited about that. Be able to upgrade that. And yeah.
If you change the lights to 12 and 12, then they will die eventually.
Thanks, Bees.
And you might get some to smoke out of it.
Thanks, Bees. I did throw.
You know what?
You may as well just turn your whole apartment into a 12-12 cycle, DP.
That's what I'm saying.
Just running on that.
Well, I mean, the autos. It's all about the autos in the future.
All about the autos. Yeah, they can run it anytime.
Hey, here, let's get back to this.
Song for autos.
Y'all just reminded me of something. Colton, you asked earlier something about an auto, as in topic, right? On the CBDs. This is what you were asking. Dude, I just hit that shit right at the 5th node, like right when that bitch is coming up. I just fucking, I don't cut it. I don't give it time to grow. As soon as I can get a hold of that 5th node and pop it, that's when I take that bitch out. And that's the only topping I have done to those autos of pipes. Otherwise, everything else, I just try to like lay it down. I try to let everything grow as flat as possible because you can really get his to have a completely like flat fucking canopy, man.
Yeah.
If you train that shit, well, and it's nice because when you do that, you just get these huge fat fucking nugs off of it.
Yeah.
Do you strip many leaves off the plant there, Fluff?
Yeah, I got no problem stripping leaves off of it. It doesn't bother me one bit.
I have a topping question as a newbie growing or actually getting further out there, because can you top before the 4th node, or do y'all top later, like even in a photo?
Before the 4th, I top it. I'll top mine whenever I feel like the plant needs it, honestly. So if I have, I like to try, if I got like my side branches look like they're starting to catch up really nice, I'll top the plant so that, now they will, I'll have 4 growing steady up, at the same rate, so as soon as I think my sides are going to catch my fucking top, I'll top that bitch. And then I'll let those catch up. And then from that point, I like to start laying shit down. So that, that's the rest of the training for like a new plant. That's how I take care of that.
See, I've seen guys though that I've seen guys even top stuff at 1 and 2 nodes, but that's like the bonsai or extreme LST growers. But yeah, I've seen some of them do it right off the hop. So I think it just depends on what you want to do, right? But I assume that if you do it earlier, it will slow your growth or stunt it a little bit initially. That's my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the younger you do it, the harder it's going to be for the plant to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of on the flip side. When they're super young, they bounce back from shit pretty fucking easy because they're already very young and vibrant, so they want to fucking grow. So there's definitely a point when there's a flip side to it,
Yeah.
Right, but if you're topping that young, I mean, and you're really trying to go for a short bush type thing, with a lot of heads per se, wouldn't that be a better beneficial to start topping younger? I mean, to get just more of a flat top.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it.
I was just making sure because, again, I was having this debate with Gandalf because I topped that 3 note. Like the plant looked at me and I looked at it and I said, I'm going to top you today. And Gandalf came by and he said, don't do that again. Wait till the 4th node. And I'm like, So now he's like, well, maybe you might have stumbled onto something. We'll see how they do.
You're just going to find the kind of best for you. You're going to find out everybody will tell you 900 different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I do it when the plant looks like it fucking needs it. That's all there is to it, like I said,
Yeah.
when I think those side branches are going to catch up, that's when I top. Then I can try to get those coming up evenly, and then I'll top it. Sometimes I'll top again, but most of the time I'll just lay shit back, and try to open it up. So side branch, or so more of the branching off of that branch comes up.
Yeah.
So
I'm finding that comes in like I had one of those Chongo terpene titties that just didn't want to fucking grow up, and the bottoms are just so small. I didn't want to top it to stunt it from growing any more up. I didn't want to stop that vertical, but I did want the bottoms catch up. So I figured just laying it down would be a lot better, and it caught right up to everything else. And then also in the winter, I found like my pre 98 that from Jinx, that Party On cross he has, pre 98 with the bubble gum. Man, that thing just was not happy. And I found out I had to get it an extra couple of inches off the ground from everything else. It's already off the ground, but I had to get it a little bit further up off the ground just to get it to catch up to everything. I don't know, that temperature has something to do. It's real finicky.
Yeah, the mention of the chest banger genetics there made me remember that I've actually had some sitting at my feet. Fluff F2'd some of those jungleberry bunnies, and I told him I've got two polar opposite looking phenos here, and we got this guy here. I guess I can try and make that a little bit bigger. We got this one here, like all super tall, stretchy, huge internodal lengths. Reminds me a lot of the meathead that I used to run, actually. And then you got this one, which is nice and stacked in there nicely. They're both females. I popped 5 of them, and these are the 2 that I got. So we'll cut clones off those before long and see how they do. And then give me a second, because I got some other really cool shit here that I want to show you guys. I'm really excited about. Where the fuck are they? There's 1, 2, and 3. Fuck, that was easy. Okay, so these 3 right here, I gotta put them in a bucket because they're fucking dripping out the bottom still. But these are the apple fritters from Adam. Rising Man comes to Canada. So this is my male right here. I wanted to F2 these so I could have a chance to play with them more in the future. That one is a boy. We're gonna flip these back and re-veg them and make them get a little bit bigger. These 2 lovely ladies are those are my females. There. Excited about these. So thank you, Fluff, for putting those in my hands, because as I've mentioned before, dudes like Mobius and Adam are growers that I've looked up to since even before there was a Caribou Heart TV. When you're getting into Instagram, Cannabis, and all that stuff, you just see who's putting out the super bomb pictures, and they were that and you just, the way they kind of always done that team duo. Basically, long rambly ass way of saying I've wanted to run something from them for a long ass fucking time, and now I am. So thanks, Fluff.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome too. And that one in your left hand looks exactly like something I would want. Like that motherfucker, it looked like it was growing really nice structure to it. Fucking nice, healthy fucking leaves, standing up, good spacing. It looks like your side branching is coming up real nice and fast along with it. So yeah, dude, that thing's gonna kick some ass right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking stoked. And then what else do I got in here? There's a few other things. So I've got like a banana Mac crossed with a Mac BX2 female in there. That came from Milo Grow. We've had him on the show before. I think it's Milo Grow 2021 on Instagram. And then I've got 2 soccer souffles left. I had 4 males out of the 6 seeds that I popped. So I'm just for shits and giggles, for our own custom cookies cross, I guess you could say. When I make those F2s, I'm gonna throw at least one of those sockers in the room and probably call that Caribou Cookies, just because, well, why the fuck not? I like the sounds of that, and because I can. And yeah, I've got another project coming up here.
Love that, because I can. That was the best. Yeah, could have nailed it.
Yeah. Then I've got a Saka Souffle male that I pulled out into isolation that I wanted to do something with it. And so I don't know if I'll even make F2s with it. I've got, I'm really loving this grape diamonds, as you guys have seen. And I just kind of want to touch that with something. And so I'm going to try just the Saka Souffle male. Looks like it's nice and going to do something. We'll just, put a little bit of it on there on a couple lower branches and see what starts there. And, excited about that. Somebody else talk now. I've run out of steam again. Bleh.
Well, I was just going to address like the question in chat about like the topping to like keep a plant from flowering. So no, like over topping an auto would absolutely like cause the thing to just flower and make it all fucked up. And just over topping a photo, all you're really going to do is really kind of, if you top it too much, you're really going to mess the structure of that plant up. Because it'll want to grow so many little tops and shoots out the top of it that it'll be hard for that plant to grow a decent like nug structure on some of these plants. So, and then with the autos, I mean, you can top them, and I have definitely heard it helps some of them slow down from flowering. But also, if the thing doesn't respond well to the stress of taking the topping, it'll just flower. So, there's no real, like photo. I mean, you can pretty much indefinitely leave it in over 16 hours of light. I think it's actually like 14 and a half would keep it in veg, but, be safe, 16 hours. To keep it in 16, it won't flower. Treat it nice. With no stress under the right environments, that plant will just veg forever. You'll never have to worry about it. So I just wanted to address that there in chat. So there you go. I talked for a second.
Cool.
Get back at it, Caribou. Ha!
Why would you do that like that, Fluff? I was just about to start trying to say hi to everybody in the chat there. I just realized usually by now I've already typed in good morning to everyone. Hey, how you doing? And I haven't gotten around to that yet. So let's just say hi to everyone right now. Hey guys, thanks for showing up every time and giving us that support. We love it. I saw Skilbo's name in there. He was the first person I saw. So cheers, Skilbo. God damn, I felt like I had something else. Oh yeah, okay. So the other thing I saw when I was over there, 798 subscribers, fucking 2 off of 800, guys. That's we're doing pretty good. Cheers.
That's awesome.
It's all everyone together, you know what I mean? We're gonna been a lot of fun, and we're gonna still have a lot of fun.
Sure.
Oh, Lucas, don't do that. Isn't that how you got all fucked up in the first place?
Oh no!
Lucas, you gonna start fucking with that goddamn snowblower again.
It was
shit.
walking by herself. She needs the snowblower to walk, I think. She can get it in
I
and
can
out.
see that. Blue Kiss's fucking walkers or snowblower.
They can bank us. You fucking rehab's decent.
There you go. Hey, you just need a good pair of treads on your shoes. All right, man. I guess
That's redneck as fuck. And I'll point out that if Lucas, I got a set of corks that I wear out in the bush, man. They've got those nice tungsten steel corks in the bottom. You'll dig right into the ice. You'll be safe. Maybe I'll throw those in a package, send those down to you.
That's right. Keep her all slippy free.
That'd be awfully decent of you.
I'm actually, it's funny that me just hearing that for the first time. I'm surprised I've never seen a meme or anything about that being like a Canadian walker or something like that. Or if all the jokes all snowy and get up here and stuff. That's a good one though.
Right now that we think of it, it's kind of good. Yeah,
it is.
Colton's like, give me a second.
Yeah.
Over here to my other computer.
He's probably had one made up.
So Paula, let's hear a report. You ate your food. Now, how did it taste?
Like a pork chop and roasted potatoes.
That does sound pretty good.
That does still sound pretty good. Let's face it, guys.
Yeah, but did you see her right before he asked? You could tell how it was because she was like this.
That's why I asked. Yeah, that's
I was focusing. I was making sure I was listening.
Yeah, you was. We saw that.
Listening with your eyes again, right?
Right. But I have another growth question. So cloning. So I seen on Instagram, BP, your aloe vera, like you so fucking stoned. The damn stick and straight into the aloe plant. Did you use anything else or just the aloe itself?
No, I just scored it a little bit, scraped the. You can see if it works. I got them in the cloner now. Heard it works, so we'll give it a good old try. I've used rooting hormone in the past. The last time I did clones, that was the first time I ever cloned myself. They were given to me, but the first time I rooted them, you know. And then,
so how do I know? How do I know if I'm talking to the real DP?
What's that?
When you cloned yourself, did you get replaced? How do I know you're the real one?
I get it. I
Not
get
the
it.
funky feel one.
It made me chuckle. That's nice. That's nice.
Sorry.
You know, the idea, right? So when you take your cut and you put it inside, you know, your cloning solution, whatever, and you let it sit there for a bit or something like that. Instead, you just plug it right into a fucking little spear of aloe. And that just, you know, all those hormones are the same thing as what, you know, what one of those rooting powders or rooting gels would be. So, you know, I've done the same thing for pretty much the whole time. You know, that's how I root all my cuts is in aloe like that. That's my favorite way. I've just kind of cut a ring, you know, so it's just a little piece of aloe. And then when I you know, I'll leave that on the stem and bury that down in the soil with everything else. And that's kind of what helps keep the moisture around there, helps keep the rooting hormones up. And, you know, the soil kind of, everything just, yeah, it just works really well. So that's a neat way to try shit if you haven't tried it.
Well, I haven't done much cloning at all, but Gandalf got the stuff from like the Home Depot or the Lowe's or whatever, you know, hardware store for rooting gel. But not that I'm opposed of it. I just I really like the idea of the aloe, to be honest. So I was curious if anybody had a, you know, more success rate doing it more organic, like with aloe, or, you know, the root stuff.
So I have the same success if I use aloe as if I use a rooting powder. And that is just a slightly more success if I don't use anything. You know, so you know, water and an air stone, you know, you can get roots real fucking easy. But you know, I like, you know, when I cut off, you know, cut off the branch, all of this stuff is just for precaution and to help us have more success, right? That's all we're doing, you know, when we do these rooting hormones and all this other shit, you know, when we do our proper cuts and make sure we put your, you know, cut them underwater, you know, all this stuff is just to make sure that, you know, these cuts have the best chance to survive. But, you know, when it really comes down to it, you can stick it in a cup of water on a fucking windowsill and it works, you know. So yeah.
So how does it work? Like I had last time I did some cloning, I had like some like stem rot instead of it rooting. How does that not happen in like if it's just submerged in water all the time?
A lot of it has to do with your water temperature and the amount of aeration that it's getting. You know, when that happens, or if you don't have a clean reservoir. You know, if you have bacteria in there, you know, say you've been running that water for a long time just because you're lazy or you do what you do, you know, so you just keep dumping water in your reservoir and you just keep adding clones and the motherfucker's just been going and going and going, right? Because you can do that. I've done that, right? But eventually
that water kind of starts to get
exactly, you know. So what you really need to do is make sure you clean that fucking reservoir, and that helps with stem rot. But I've had shit, you know, I put it,
that shit gets gunked up. The pump itself, like I took that thing apart and holy shit, man, you know what I mean? That thing gets pretty nasty too.
Yeah, you gotta, dude, every run, like you really should, like with those little like clone buckets and shit, you really should every run fucking break all that shit apart, fucking get it clean, because and
Especially
in that bucket,
those things build up so quick, especially here with the water we got.
yeah, and if you're gonna use a bucket like that with that pump and everything, I really do suggest getting some clear res. Run that shit in there. You know, if you're just going to do water, you know, water with a little bit of clear res, use that, and it's going to keep everything a little bit cleaner. It's going to make life a lot fucking easier. So
no, I didn't even know that. So I'll
yeah, dude. Yeah, look into that clear res for those things. It's going to make your life a lot simpler. And just water, man. It's just water, a little bit of clear res, and then after every time you
like
root it,
making my life simpler. That's another one of those.
Yeah.
I love it though. I wouldn't replace this new passion in life I have for nothing, man. You know, it's not. I'm always playing catch up on plants. It seems like, but it's.
You know, I've actually, you know, what you said though, I've had it to where I've put those cuts down a little low and say either they like sat in the water at the level and, you know, something just got them, like you can see them starting to fucking rot, right? I took and just cut that right up, like, you know, a little bit above to where I still had decent looking stem, and just cut that rot part off, tossed it, you know, and left that cut in there and had it root successfully. You know, so if sometimes, you know, if you're worried about it, if you're worried about that cut, it ain't always lost. You know what I mean?
Do you ever see like clone with that at the knuckle? You know, like sometimes leave that knuckle like attached to where the node was to the bigger stem. I tried it like that, and that was the one that rotted. So I just did what you said. It was cut it, and it caught right up with everything else. Actually, kind of started a little bit faster.
Yeah, I've done that with the cubes too, even the quick cubes when I'm cloning.
I didn't know
and
that I didn't know those will always retain 50% moisture. So going forward, like if I didn't have an easy cloner, those Grodan cubes, Paula, might be actually a pretty good idea if you have availability to them. Just because of the fact that you're not really going to overwater them.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. But I really like just
SLF 100
water ideal in the aloe. So I'll give it another shot. I mean, I got to trim off some leaves and stuff at some point. So
yeah, just think of it. Just think of it like when you take your cut, instead of like putting it in your glass of water, just fucking stab it in your spear aloe and let it sit there until you're ready to transplant it. And then just after you transplant, you know, like when you get ready to transplant that, or if you do it in just dirt or soil, you know, if that's how you're going to try to do your cloning, is just in soil. After you plug that down in your soil, or actually before, make a little slurry out of that aloe, put it in that area, and then plug that clone in there and pack that down. So that'll help hold a little more moisture right in there, you know, right where it wants to root to. So for the first, you know, like for the first day or so, you know, when
I see that Trey in chat was talking about that SLF 100. I have some of that hidden in my supplies. I can go grab some of that, I'm reckoning, and throw it in the res.
Yeah, I mean, SLF's just, you know, it's just a microbe like everything else, you know. Yeah, it works, but you got to be careful with that because, right, it's a microbe, it's life. So,
is that
you know, if your temperatures are off, you're gonna get some crazy shit happening.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean that's the same thing, right? If you run that right, yeah, that's fine to put it in there. Just you got to watch your temp. You know, that's when you get to the point of watching your temperatures really well. But when I said like, right, just put some clear res in there. Clear res is basically like cool fucking shock. That's diluted
cool
to a
shock.
certain
That's
point.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So well, all you're doing is basically sterilizing that system. So you have sterile water in there, and that's how you're rooting. So.
That's cool. Well, guys, I have to run. So thank you again for having me and letting me cook again. And if anybody wants to see anything in chat, just let me know, and I'll happily put something together and share with everybody again. But I'm gonna hop off here and go finish being an adult before I have to take a nap.
Go have a nap.
Good old Johnny.
Appreciate you. Really appreciate you, Paula. Thank you.
Watch Paula.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Paula.
That was fun.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Kept
Yeah,
in the
like,
taste
that
buds.
I
Hey,
don't even know what to say about all that shit, right? You see her cooking it, and it's just like the whole time you're just like, God damn. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Drooling, drooling.
Stuff.
So I'd like to do a shout out to Green Goddess, a close friend of mine. His son was involved in quite a terrible accident. He survived, and but he's sorry. Didn't think this would happen, but anyway, he's paralyzed from the chest down, and Green Goddess has been treating him with RSO, and I'm pleased to report that spasms that he was experiencing have reduced, and he's getting a full night's sleep. So that's pretty cool. The nursing staff comes in like 3 times a night to move his body. But what he's been able to do with the RSO is sleep through all of these. So that in itself, just giving him a good night's sleep. Okay.
Yeah, that sucks, Rick. That's tragic, but it's good to hear that he's able to get some form of relief from anything, so.
Love you, Rick.
Yeah, tell her we're all praying for her.
Moving right along.
Yeah. And cheers to
Great.
Green Goddess for helping out. That's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? Shout out to caregivers and people of that ilk all together. Just showing that what the power of cannabis can do is medicine. We look at what our friends down south of the border with Michigan caregivers and all that doing. Fluff, I know you're big on kind of doing kind of caregiver on the sly sort of type stuff, and it's just, to me, it's awesome. I find it inspiring. It makes me want to start making like my own medicines for myself. And I'm not just talking cannabis to grow a smoke to get high. Just other plants. I've got, like I said, I've got mullein growing a foot away from my knee right now. And just what else is out there? What else can we use for holistic healing and all that?
Oh yeah, shout out to Dankovich. I reached out to him. He's sending me some CBD and CBD rich strains as well, because a buddy I work with, a real close friend of mine, he did really well. I'm gonna grow some more of the hype stuff too, because he reacted so well with it that I'm just dedicating a space for him and his little. And I'm also gonna be able to benefit from it as well, and anybody else that I cross paths with that can. But I'm excited to kind of be able to get into that CBD rich venture as well and see the benefits.
Burton's Hurtin Albertan, he's been doing a bunch of work too, with some Charlotte's Web. Really interested in seeing what he's gonna come up with. Some really cool stuff, I'm sure.
He hit quite a few things with that, didn't he?
I think he did. I believe he did. So it's I know, like, because he had that I know of, that Freedom Dream, and then some Charlotte's Web, and then Nuclear Cherries, which were feminized. And then I think he's got a bunch of other stuff, because he said, and he plans on keeping that Charlotte's Web around
Mhm.
which is awesome because I've got one bean of that left myself, which I was kind of just waiting to see what happens with all the other ones. We've given it away before I do anything with it. But he says that's not going anywhere. So I now have access to that cut once it warms up enough that you don't have to worry about it freezing in transit.
Yeah.
So that bean that I've got now is going to go down to Papa Z. And he's been looking for that strain. And he's been working some hemp stuff that it's been getting tested out at around 20% CBD. He's been saying he's got the lab printouts and
Wow.
stuff to go on with that. And he's saying he might flip some of that stuff up here at some point in time. So that's just like, yeah, with it, there's going to be so much CBD. And then also there's CBG that we're starting to fuck with a little bit now too. I've got 5-pack of CBG seeds that I'm just waiting for the right time to get them in the dirt. And honestly, it probably won't even be this year because I got to kind of stabilize my rotation, and because it's just too fucking blown out of proportion right now. I got a whole bunch of skunk clones that are probably just going to get turfed. I pollinated the mothers and we're smelling them up and stuff like that, looking for this fairy tale unicorn, Mother Goose's nursery rhyme type shit, skunk that we've been hearing about but never seeing. And to be honest, 3 of the 5 phenos smell more like lemon Jeffrey than anything else. So it's like, well, if it's just more of that citrusy type terps, we've got stuff like that, and it's pollinated now, so I can go back and run those again anytime we want. Or if it just something does really smell like later on into the process, hey, that does actually smell skunky, re-veg it.
Right. Hey, I was just I was looking in chat and something that DP was saying earlier. Right, I was that SLF 100. Right, that enzyme product. That's another good one actually for the res. That was something I forgot. I get that one mixed up with, I think, a different product that my grow store sells that people have screwed up about. Yeah. So it's yeah, the SLF 100. Right, that's an enzyme. So that's made to like help clean and clear reses and kind of eat salts and shit like that. It just helps clean the media and the lines and stuff. So yeah, it'd absolutely be something that's decent to put inside there in your cloning machine. But yeah, I just had I had to look at that because right saw that chat and had to remember which one it was. So thank you all in chat for that shit too. I like the skunk chicken.
I don't know. Yeah, I just got stoned at work, and I was like, "Huh."
DP, what's up with the skunk chicken? Do tell. Tell us a story.
Well, as you can see, it's a chicken, and it's painted to be like a skunk, and has a skunk tail taped to the tail of the chicken. Because everybody says they got this fucking roadkill skunk, and they got the skunk terps and this and that. And if it's true, where they at? I just want to know where they at. Let me know. I'm in Chicago. Hit my DM. I'll give you my address. Let me know. Cheers. I'm about to
saying.
I think DP should just type his address into the live chat and just see what shows up on his doorstep. You never know what it'll be. People be sending you all kinds of fucking.
Matter of fact,
only half of it would show up anyway.
Stolen.
Would you accept chicken terps?
I've had so many bags of fertilizer. Like I had biochar stolen. I've had a couple down to earth boxes stolen. These motherfuckers like,
dude, I really wish somebody would have stole those fucking dead worms, man. When that came in, and like, oh shit,
I can't
that
left them in the fucking office for 2 days. Like, what the fuck,
dude? Right? You like walked in there to go get your mail and was like, dude, this place fucking reeks. Like we knew instantly it was your shit. Now, how did they leave that there for that long? Not been like, yo, sorry, we had to throw your shit out.
The one air hole they put it on, like just completely avoiding all the arrows that I had on the fucking thing. But whatever. I think they were in Canadian or something. Hard to read. Celsius.
Damn, DP, that was a low blow.
I was trying to think of something quick, but you got me.
Hey, loonies and toonies.
Oh, what are we? Caribou gonna show us some shit?
I know.
Lights just came on in the bloom tent, so I don't know how good of a shot we'll actually get from this, but we'll see.
We'll give her the old college try.
Oh yeah.
Game land. So Colton, how is real quick?
Focus there, but
There we go. Never mind.
see that one kind of front left there, big tall skinny fucker. That's that Hawaiian snow. And I'm really kind of excited about that one because that looks like it's the kind of thing that if it fills in, you're just gonna get massive baseball bats out of it. See if I can get you a little bit closer here.
That is sativa.
Yeah, it's sativa dominant.
Skinny leaf.
Yeah, I see that already.
Yep.
Okay, so that one in the back, that's the Lemon Jeffrey. Right there. She's kind of the queen of the tent right there. Loving that. Right there, that's a golden goat. That's another Lemon Jeffrey. A spider girl. That's a gorilla Skittles. This is that Hawaiian snow closer up. Back behind that, right here, that is a grape diamonds. That's the number one pheno that's the one I like the better of. In behind that, that's the other pheno of grape diamonds, which is still amazing, and I just haven't gotten around to get rid of yet. Center in the back here though, that's one of Hurton space doses. And she's a big bitch. She's a big bushy bitch. Like I'm really liking that one. Can't wait to see how she does it. And of course I got clones of everything.
I think that suits her in like very well. If you figure it won't for her in like a big
There's
bird.
a mullen I just have sitting
Pitch
in
part for sure.
3-gallon pot. It's just seems quite happy. Aloe, not so happy. There's one of those polka dot plants like I was showing you the other day, flop after I saw your post. The string of dolphins.
That pickle plant is looking gorgeous.
Where did you see that? Where was that? Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's a cut of our pickle plant there.
Tara was asking if the golden goat foxtailed.
It hasn't been around long enough to foxtail yet.
Mine was just mine when mine came down. Mine started to foxtail at about day 68-ish, like coming up on day 70, like real close to day 70. It started to foxtail, and I pulled it out at like day 72, I believe. So, yeah, it got a little foxtaily.
Y'all remember that little sprout that I had, that little baby hype? It looks like it's finally maybe kicked it. Just in the last few days.
It finally decided to give up, huh?
Yeah, it's but that was had an impressive run. That was over 2 months of it just sitting there in sprout form. And then see, look at how many clones I fucking have at my feet in here. Like it gets to the point of ridiculousness. So a bunch of them actually that you see kind of on the floor in the bottom corner of the tent, those are skunks. Those are going to get chucked. I don't have room for them. And then in here, there's grape diamonds, golden goat, space dose from the Hurton there, Hawaiian snow, a couple wild Thai clones. And yeah, and I'll probably get rid of the wild Thai clones as well, because I've already got their mothers are pollinated there, because that was kind of what I want to do, is do a preservation run with those so we can run more of them at a later time. And I have a feeling those are going to be scary long flowering. So I don't want to have a bunch of clones of that around. You know, if it turns out to be amazing, I'm sure it could always be re-vegged and all that stuff. We'll just see. You see how washed out my face is now that the lights are on in the tent behind me, That's so when we're doing shows and you see I'm lit up like that, that's what that is. It's just the fucking cannons are on, and it's like summertime at all times in here, living in in a Jimmy Buffett song or something.
Yeah, it's funny because your face matches the colors on the sheet behind you.
Actually, it does. Good call. Get the black light out and I just glow.
Kind of like getting some like Teen Wolf vibes off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody remember that shit back in the day?
Somebody
Original, like,
said
Teen
that in
Wolf?
one of our recent videos, and I damn near shit when I read that in the comments. I was like, yeah, that's fucking good.
Can
I
we
loved
get you a basketball uniform to put on and wear? Because that would be pretty fucking hilarious.
Right?
But I'm embarrassingly terrible at basketball. I'm too short.
So is he.
Yeah, but he got good. His Grizzly Adamsness gave him like superpowers. I think mine just weighs me down, if anything.
Yeah,
Also,
well, hey, that's the
Fluffy,
joy of
are you-
video
are you
editing.
Are you making a dual layered joke right now? Because that's fucking pretty funny too. Now that I think about it. What with the camera work?
But actually,
And the
but
main
speaking
star of that movie.
I got all sorts of good ideas for video editing that I want to do, because I like say there's a couple of characters that I've ran by you guys that I kind of just start doing stupid little skits and shit like that, and it'll be a lot of fun. Colton, I'm glad you're back, because this is one I need to know how to do. You may or may not be able to at least send me in the right direction where to look. I need to know how to cut Prophet's head off. And how do I do that? Like, do I need like a green screen or shit
Do you
like that?
mean
Can I
like
just
like the physical? You're gonna cut his head off, like, you know, do the motion of it, or you just need his head disappeared off?
both?
Okay. You can, yeah, there's a way to do it, but green screen definitely something like that, or solid background. Doesn't have to necessarily be a green sheet or a green screen,
Okay.
right? But a solid video with a solid background for sure would be your first step.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into what I have in mind. You guys will just have to trust me that if it's as good as I think it is, it'll be amazing. And watching Prophet get his head cut off from time to time, what's bad about that? Right? Everybody's like, yeah. Prophet's head gone. I love you, Prophet. There's, always got to shit on you somehow.
I think who said that? Who said it? Was it Shredder? I think Shredder said it right. We're gonna have to get Colton to work with you on video stabilization when you show and shit, because your video is a whole lot like your mind when it works. That shit's everywhere. It's fucking all
Because
over.
he was holding his computer, right?
Is that what it is? Because he's holding the laptop and turning it around, so it's all shaky.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't even holding the laptop. It's just if I was going to actually show you the camera there, I can actually, but I could. See,
That's what he's just.
right? It's just a camera. It's on a wire, so.
I see.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it really is him. He's fucking, yeah, man. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Look, you want to see this? You want to see this? Look, check that out. See, that's his camera works just like his mind does.
That frenetic energy, yeah, that's me, right there.
That's why it works out so good, right? We just need to find the ADD camera sensing that slows it down.
What I would like to do is get my tripod. Well, there's no chance we get my tripod back. Let's face it, that's how divorces work. But I'd like to get a new tripod and to start to get new gear. Like I've said it before on the show, and I talk about it a lot more in private behind the scenes about just wanting to start really pouring into the content, and when there's free time, delve into that, because that's just. Why not? It's a lot of fun. It's a constructive hobby, and
we definitely need some more caribou dabbing dancing videos.
That's one of the best.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
love the
the
work you've been
dabbing,
doing.
dancing. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, I love that clip where you're in the hat and you do that little spin and the fucking blowing the smoke out. That's my favorite little clip.
That's the best clip. It really is. Yeah.
So that can, I think that can be found on, if you go way back in the channel, there was what, Dab Porn Volume 1. And I could actually, I could probably screen share that, couldn't I? Because it's my fucking channel, and what are you gonna do? Fucking flag me for showing our own videos? But I fucking sat there all day long, just looking for, because I was doing that dab porn video, and I was like, hey, well, if you're doing dab porn, you're gonna have to have shots of, you know, fucking doing dabs. And so you're like, if you just stand there doing dab after dab, it gets fucking boring, right? Or so I thought. So I was just, well, you got to start gangstering it up a little bit. And so I thought, this is what it is me attempting to gangster up doing dabs by.
Don't you hate it when you like
Gangster it
fuck
up
it
a
up
little
and you got
bit.
one? Yeah, you like fuck up the angle or something. You got to do another dab. Next thing you know, you're like 4 dabs into just trying to make one little short dab video, and you're like fucking way too stoned.
Well,
Wait, how are we all just walking over the fact that he is gangstering shit up?
Gang.
That's Canadian gangster. Fuck.
Loonies and tunes. Gang.
Okay, I find it. Yeah,
Hi,
there it is.
Caribou. You've been doing a lot of work on the channel lately, man. I really appreciate it. You've been putting a lot of time and effort into stuff, and you know, it's just I just love where it started from. What I first started watching, you know what I mean, and found out about it and everything. So
We'll keep it quiet on that, but like it's yeah. So here's the dab porn one. Come on, hit the play. Mike, that's our good friend Rick there, because he was the one that just wanted to see more videos. It's like great after I got in our dab press. You know, it's just like fuck, let's have some fun.
Wait, I really think we need to make a bigger deal about that dab press. You won that dab press in the divorce. Like that is in your divorce papers.
That's the only thing I'm allowed to have. I just got served with like the actual divorce papers of what she wants, and like that's not even mentioned in there. She's like trying to go for fucking everything. It's brutal. I've heard the stories.
Give me my dab press, bitch.
She's not getting it. Fuck that. It's like my pride and joy. Oh, here. See, I'm bringing sexy back.
Yeah, buddy. These nice little presses you got coming out of there, though. It looks like
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. This might have been my outdoor crop. It was what is it? OG Kush and some Lost Coast hash plant from Humboldt Seed Organization. We just kind of threw them both together and just pressed it all, because I had to cut it all a little bit early. But not like super white, but it was pretty light, because I pressed some really dark shit too as well. And where you see me doing dabs is actually, I built this set because me and another guy, Trevor from Canada's Finest, had tried doing another podcast together before Caribou Heart TV started, and then just we fucking couldn't get scheduling together for the life of us, and then that kind of went down the you know, but it was kind of going for that almost like Wayne's World type fucking feel, sitting there on a couch talking about weed.
That's fun, man. I was kind of like want to get into the whole pressing thing, and then I really don't at the same time. It's just more shit I got to clean and do, and like I don't find.
Well, it's just a matter of time, Bubs. Just a matter of time.
I mean,
first time
really, probably, but
first time I show up at your place with some of my shit, you know what I mean?
You have a Dr. Dabber.
Comes through, you know what I mean? And you get, I'm telling you, you're gonna grab one. They're really affordable these days too.
Dude, I just been looking at one, man. It's like a really good one, but still, it's $1,000. I mean,
Well,
I don't.
You don't have to get like, you know, all the bells and whistles, and you can still get really good stuff. Like my buddy had gotten a Dually Tech 5-ton. He got it for a really good deal. I can't remember, but that thing was great. I understand if you're trying to go for like some 6-star fucking full melt, crazy shit, you're gonna get what you pay for type stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean that was just a 20-ton tank. I mean, you seen them advertised on Instagram. I looked at them, man. It's nice, but shit, it's $1,000.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it goes who what company you're looking at, but you can find some cheaper ones out there. But
right, and I'm assuming like I'd probably press like keef and shit, right? Like I'm gonna press my dry shift, my trim bin stuff. Like I don't know if I really want to press flower per se, but I would definitely want to press some, hash. And I don't think you need, like a 20-ton press for something like that. You can go with a lighter press from my understanding, you can go with lighter press with something like that. Like a 5-ton, I think is sufficient for even doing, sift and keef or, stuff like that, from my understanding.
Kind of in the one that I've got. All my pressing up to this point pretty much has been flour, just because I haven't really known any different, right? It's, you throw the flour in the bag, you press it. And, with different results, I produce some what I would consider to be really good rosin and some other shit that you give that away so that somebody else will smoke it type shit, right? So now, and most of that, my pressing has happened before I got to know people within the cannabis community that do actually know and have been doing this with the cold rooms and stuff like that. It was when the divorce and everything started coming about that I had to fucking shut all the growing and all that down. It's just now I'm starting to be able to get back to that. But now learning and watching and seeing what's going on around, it does seem like, yeah, if you can make bubble hash out of your stuff and then try and press that, you're going to be a lot better off for it. So it's another reason why I've been wanting to see if we can get someone like a Dank Man Dan or someone else like a Yeti for Groli, one of those guys that does a lot of this stuff. And just like not everybody has that optimum setup with the cold room and stuff like that, but there are little things here and there that we could do as a guy like myself. I've got to press. It's winter time. I could go press outside if I had flour to press, right? That would be one thing I'd probably take into consideration. But you guys see where I'm going.
Yeah, High and Tights and kind of inspired me. That and this guy I did a little logo for, GrowFundMe. You can go check him out on IG. He makes some really, really good live rosin that is, he does it all without a cold room, and he does it without a freeze dryer. It's pretty amazing stuff. You know what I mean? It goes up against some of the other stuff I've gotten around here. And so I'm excited to give it a whirl. I think I'm going to do like one of the little washers, one of the little 5-gallon washers or something like that. I think I'm going to give that a whirl instead of the hand paddling, but I'll probably end up trying that as well just to see a comparison type deal. But
right, I'm pretty old school myself. I don't really want to fuck around too much. I like my flour handled as little as possible. It's fucked with as little as possible. But I think if I was going to do it, I'd probably just go super old school Frenchy cannoli style, and just he didn't have all that shit back in the day. I'd probably just, the traditional hash, man. I'd probably just go that route personally.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. I'm flour and old hash.
Yeah, that's really
old style hash.
That stuff's simple. It doesn't take anything, right? And you don't need it to take anything. Because right, you're doing it fucking illegally, so you can't have a bunch of fancy shit to do it. So, but I think there's something to that. We're all chasing the medicine, and you realized it was medicine when we fucked with it as little as possible. And when we concentrated the hash the best we could back in the day, it worked great. And so I'm just going to keep going back that way. I'll start from the beginning and then end up where you guys are someday.
You even talk like a boomer.
I know, right? It's fucking terrible. All you motherfuckers make dad jokes and shit about me, so I figured I might as well just slip into the role and say fuck it. Even Uncle Rick's, but you motherfuckers don't even consider Uncle Rick more fucking he's more of one of the fucking guys than me. All fucking assholes.
But then you go and make statements like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go back to the old school and the hash and the fuck you equipment and stuff like that." We're like, yeah, okay, you just skipped over dad, like went from dad jokes, skipped over grandpa jokes, and welcome to great grandpa jokes there. But
I mean, I would say that Fluffy's more of a mom than a dad. Not to call you a bitch or anything.
Oh, eat a dick, dude.
I'm just saying. You're more, you know. We all want to fucking suck on your teat, dude.
Damn it! I thought fucking DP was tough. Ouch! Damn,
I was fucking rough crowd around here. Shit.
I love Sunday mornings on Caribou TV. I gotta get coffee. I'll be right back.
He's lucky. He reminds me of my old friends. So I got a soft spot for him. He's lucky.
Scary if you had a hard one for him.
That sounds weird. I want to do that.
Oh,
hey, is there a dick in the skunk chicken? I haven't seen. Your head's kind of in the way of part of it, so I can't really see.
I don't have the full picture up with the redneck holding them yet. There's one in that one, so.
Oh, okay. So we just gotta wait for the rest of the picture to come out. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I figured it was in the chicken there because I seen a couple possibilities and like the drips coming off that wing right there.
Yeah. I got a couple more things to add to it, but I want to make that kind of a slap kind of by itself, just the chicken skunk, you know what I mean, instead of the whole image, but I think the whole image is kind of funny too, so I don't know. See what happens. Cheers.
Dude, transplanted yesterday, and I'm super stoked, except for the fact that, like, I hate when shit doesn't want to show you sex. I don't want to flip them, you know. I want everything to just kind of naturally grow and fuck around. These things just refuse to fucking show sex for me. So I finally just said, fuck it, they must be female, and I plugged them in anyway. So I hope I don't have to tear anything out, but if I do.
Didn't that happen with your no-till?
Well, that happened with one of them last round.
Dedicated a whole lot of time and space for that one plan, man.
Yeah, and that motherfucker turned into a male bastard. Yeah, we might be doing that again. Hell, why not?
That's the fun of it, though.
It is
funish.
Yeah, fuck it. That's how the soil gets killed, right? Every time you got to yank out a fucking plant that pisses you off. That's how you disturb everything up a little bit.
That's how your no-till goes.
Let it know I'm in fucking charge, not you. All right.
You just let a 5-year no-till bed just fucking one spite of anger. You yanked it and turned it tilled. I see Thunder Dan popped in. Cheers, brother. The damn daddy's doing great. Stoked about those.
Yeah, man. His sauna / grow room. It's fucking off the chain.
That motherfucker look good, ain't it?
I love dual root zone pots that he has. Those little tubs he's got going on. Those are dope. I like that. Gonna have to play with that on autos, I think. Because I've been seeing that DWC, man. Autos been go crazy in DWC. I see.
I'm behind on that one. Is he doing the same type of pots like High and Tight does, where he's got them on the black and yellow totes? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
And that got like a little cup that they sit in, and then the reservoir up underneath.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost
basically it's an auto pot without the fucking
Now, you could basically just throw some fish in there and get it cranking like that. I mean, it takes some tweaking and stuff, right? But I mean, that's the basics, beginnings of aquaponics.
Could be. Yep. Depending on, I'm trying to think if I think I know how they have their system rigged up, where it's like it's kind of dual root zone, right? You got your dirt or soil or whatever is up there, and then down in there, that could be. Yeah, I can see that being done.
And then you really got to be careful when you have, because you're talking about putting fish right in the same shit that your roots are going to be in, right? Yeah, don't you really have to be careful when your fish and your actual plant are that actual close together? Because you can get a lot of
just the swings, I guess, right? Too, if you don't have.
well, yeah, well, stuff that might wash out of your soil. I don't know. I thought I don't know much about the aquaponics setup when it comes to that, but
I suspect you're right, Fluff. You would have a lot of issues because I think you don't want your roots sitting in too much shit kind of thing.
Yeah,
but you probably could figure out how to make it work, or you could just have your tank sitting, your fish tank sitting in a different location, and just have that as a reservoir that you're pumping to and from and just recirculating.
That would be the better way to do it.
I think that's how I've heard of it being done is having them in a separate
and
tank.
then just kind of that would make a lot more sense because
I believe
filter out, treat the water, and then give it over to the plants, and then do what you got to do to treat that to get it back to the fish again.
Yeah, so I've tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I had a 4x8 flood table that I tried getting that to everything from constantly circulating, so there was always a water level about 3-4 inches in there. And then with your pot sitting on top of hydrogen and everything like that, there's a video of me pulling up the root mounds and seeing the worms in there on the YouTube channel in the early days. That it worked, but it wasn't great. And then because you want more oxygen getting to your roots is a big thing. So towards the end of our later, Driz, sorry I didn't catch that in the chat there. I built a flood and drain system. We're using the bottom of one of a 55-gallon drums, cut the top off it to probably a little over a foot deep depth, and then filled that up. You put a U siphon I built in there, and then it fills up to a certain point, and then just siphon kicks in and drains it, and just it works as a diaphragm, constantly pumping air into that root system. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see that come to fruition because, well, the X split up, right? So it makes sense. You're not going to be there anymore to see how that all came about. And it's really too bad because I have a feeling that probably the minute I was gone, the cord was plugged on, stuff like that, which means the fish were probably ended up fucking getting killed and a bunch of other stuff. But such is life, I guess. But I think once I am finally into a new place, where I actually have a little bit of room, I am going to get fish going again for sure because A, I like having fish around. They're really cool. B, the microbial properties, even if you don't have an actual aquaponics system going per se, just using that water to clean your fish tanks with and then feed that to your plants, it'll still be so much better for your plants than just regular tap water or road water without the microbial life in there. And then after that, I am going to try and get that, maybe not the same system I was just talking about, but something real similar. I've seen how to do it. It took me, my biggest problem has always been trying to get the bell and U siphons to kick in properly. And just through a matter of time, you just got to fuck around with stuff just enough, right? Where it literally for the U siphon, it was, I just, I'd fucked with it so much, you're ready to start ripping your fucking hair out, and then you inadvertently bump it and knock it in a certain way, and all of a sudden it's fucking doing exactly what it's supposed to be, and you're like, oh, and then you slowly back the fuck up so you don't bump it again, and then so now I've got a better understanding how to do that shit.
And then you always creep around your garden from there on out to make sure you never touch that line ever again.
Yeah. Then I went in there. I was like, okay, I see how that hose and the pipe tubing and everything is. And then slowly going in there with like little 1x4s that have been cut certain lengths and just like slid in there just right. And then strap that shit together so nothing fucking moves.
Right. Yeah, there's like some creative fan hanging definitely going on in like my fucking gut, my tents. Because right. I don't want those little fucking 6-inch fans that don't move any goddamn air, So I got like some 10 and 12-inch fucking fans up in the corners of these tents. But yeah, you really got to figure out how to hang them bitches, and I tried to get them to hang them so they still oscillate and shit. Man, you get real fucking creative with.
You gotta hang it through the vent hole. the big old, I'm telling you, you got the 6-inch vent hole up top. Take the round bottom off of an oscillating fan, stick it up on top, stick it up underneath it, and it hangs up underneath it, and it'll still oscillate. Works great.
Upside
You
down.
Long one, you just get a short one, and it hangs up literally just right up the top, moving all that air. It's great.
I have to
So
fuck around
smart.
and check some of that out.
I saw it off the old Buzz back in the day.
The old buds. I was
Old
gonna
Buzz.
say, did you put on your thinking cap?
I ain't
So
got
you
none
got
of them.
Meow.
I got none. Ain't none thinking around here.
And so, like, I was thinking, right? Normally, so when you guys transplant, I was fucking around the other day, and when my roots were nice, they were real nice, right? Big, thick, fucking crazy, but they were all kind of tight. And I don't fuck with them. I just kind of plop everything in and set it in real nice. I decided, fuck it, I was just gonna fluff everything out. Then when I put it in, I spread them out so that I really did a lot of work to the roots, and I think they responded really, really well. We'll see how long they fucking take off. What it takes when they get into the soil, but I like what happened, man. Does any of y'all fuck around and do that shit?
I recently just did on this last one. On a couple of them, I just ripped them, got up underneath them, and just kind of not went crazy with them. Just gently kind of massaged them apart, because I just figured it'll help guide them, and they don't have to sit there and kind of unwind or anything like that. Because I don't know. I remember my mom doing that when I was helping her in the yard, as a kid, every time she was planting shit. So they're all responding well. I didn't mark. I don't know which ones did, but ain't not looking bad.
See, I think that's
Right.
about the only time I am gentle to my plants is when I'm doing transplanting and stuff. You see me go in there and defoliate, like I'll grab a branch, just and run my hand all the way down and just fucking skim everything off. I've got an orange gasm that I just flipped into bloom, and that particular pheno, it's a bushy one. It's like you got to stay on top of it, or like there'll be no light getting anywhere. And I thought, you know what? I just want a few top buds on that, nothing but the very crown. Anything more than about 2 inches down right now, just get rid of it and we'll see what happens. It's she's already starting to pray again. That was just 2 days ago I did that to it, and she's already back praying tall. So
These things are pretty resilient plants. I've ripped root balls in half, fucking transplanted. I've completely dropped pots. They've fallen out overnight and put it back in and they go back, I remember when I first, like that, when you're growing one plant, like when I first started, I don't know, it hasn't even been that long, but like the very first plant I grew, you're so concerned about it because it's one fucking plant. But when you've got a couple, you stop.
Yeah, it was one plant. You didn't have any seeds. Like you had a 5-pack and you were like, fuck, if this doesn't work. So yeah, you did everything. You researched everything. You did everything pinpoint, right? And I've never really been good at doing that shit in my garden myself, but I don't know why I always thought like the roots of these were so much different than anything else. Like I've always just kind of been entirely way too gentle with them. That has been a thing that I've just any other plant I got, man, I don't give a shit. I'll wash all the soil out of it. I'll have bare roots fucking dangling, and I'll chop half the motherfuckers off, go replant it. I don't think twice about it. But when it comes to mechanic, for some reason, the roots on them are magical to me. I don't fucking know.
We literally just let it, stick it in fucking water, and it'll root. You know what I mean? And I don't know, throw some microbes on that bitch and throw it in some whatever you want to throw it in.
Yeah, I don't remember who I was talking to or who I listened to, but they were like, yeah, instead of putting all that trichoderma, all that shit on, a little bit of worm castings, right? Now that was right up my alley. I'm like, fuck yeah, put worm castings on fucking everything, right? So he's like, yeah, so just rub your hands in fucking worm castings before you start fucking with your roots. And I was like, sold. I'm all about that. So I went and played in the worm bin a little bit before I fucking, mixed it up all barehanded and shit before I went and transplanted all my fucking plants up. Hell, why not? Sounded like a great idea. Right up my fucking alley.
makes sense though. Then you're not contacting with a sterile surface. It's like microbes to a microbe happy surface. So I can see the logic in it.
Yeah,
Speaking
they
of like,
to be.
speaking of like when you have a lot of plants and you're just like, you can just get rid of one if you fucking want to. So Gorilla Skittles, right? We all heard me talk about that one and how happy I was when the girlfriend got me that pack of them because I couldn't find my old cut. And I'm just looking at this thing like, like somebody just smeared shit all over my top lip or something like that. It's, it's still way too early to see or to say for sure, but it's just like, doesn't remind me too much of what I remembered the plant being. It's a hollow stemmer too, which I fucking hate. And but when you look at it, even like right beside everything else that was planted at the same time, it's just kind of you kind of just don't even really want to go through with it. But then I remember that the Gorilla Skittles, that pheno that I did have back in the day, the bag appeal wasn't there on this stuff. It wasn't a beautiful plant. It was kind of just like, ugh. But it was when you open up that bag and you're just like, ooh, now me likey that. So it's because I'd like to have a happier plant in that place. That's what I'm bitching about, basically. My life is rough. What can I say?
Right. I did. I was a little sad though, because this kind of run that I've got now that I just transplanted everything. When you talk about it's a little bit sad when it comes to that, is Day Neutral gave me something to test out. I was all stoked, right? It was like a Trop Cookies by Pam fucking Cross. I was super stoked to get that motherfucker out. And out of the pack he sent, I just went ahead and popped 3 of them because that's how I was gonna just see what's up first and then go through some more. And 3 goddamn males, I think. 3 motherfucking males. Like just nailed it. I was like, well, fuck. So now, I want to replace them and put them somewhere else, but I'm definitely going to move my tent. That's being a pain in the ass. I'm just over it. It's too much stress on everything, and I've fucked with a lot of variables, and I haven't liked it since the day I set it where it is. So it's just going to end up getting moved. So when everything in there finishes up and I chuck what isn't happy, then we'll get that one started again. So, but I was sad about that. Nothing worse than being all excited about something and then it just kicks you right in the nuts that way. And they look good too. Like they're nice looking fucking plants.
Shout out to Michigan Bros Grow Show. Love y'all.
Cool motherfuckers they are.
And fuck them CMA.
Took the words out of my mouth. Fuck the MCMA. Fuck yeah.
Hey, Colton, any chance you want to give us a tour of your website, the Sticky Macro website, and
Sure.
let us know what's up on there?
Yeah, now that my can of coffee's kicked in. Yeah, let me pull it up here and then I can screen share. All right. Okay. Okay, now where'd my Zoom window go? Oh, there we go. All right. No, not the right one.
So I guess it's consensus that you're more of a stepmom, Fluffy. But I accept you like my real one. So
That's nice to hear.
I'll still go to bed.
I was just catching up on that. I'm glad that maybe is it cool stepmom? I guess I'll just have to reside to this.
You're the stepmom that takes me to see cool bands and
R-rated movies on the sly.
Exactly.
I won't tell your dad.
All right, is that showing the website there?
You betcha.
It is.
All right. So yeah, the Sticky Macro. Yeah, welcome. So this has just been a passion project. I've been working on the website for a while now. And it's basically, I just wanted to be able to share photos because you know, like we were talking about earlier, we've seen some of those guys on Instagram that have some amazing shots, like, you know, some that are I'll say better than mine in certain ways, that just to the extent that I can't do what they can right now because I'm lacking the equipment. But yeah, like some shots that I strive to get to their level. But the thing I realized was nobody is selling prints. If they are, then they're just really quiet about it and doing it in their DMs or, you know, just locally or whatever. But I've searched for, you know, I searched for some competition essentially when I was making my website so that I could build a pricing structure that was appropriate and that matched. And I didn't really find much at all. There's like, you know, there's some poster websites that have a few random like stock images of cannabis, but nothing really kind of to the extent that I've done it so far. And I mean, there very well could be, and I just don't know it. But yeah, so far I haven't really seen anybody offering anything to the extent that I am or that I'm planning to. Right now, I've got things a little bit limited. So yeah, this is the website. It's very simple on the homepage. I just wanted to keep it simple, right? I'm just here to sell some artwork on this website. So you can sign up for the newsletter at the bottom. I'm going to do some digital stuff as well. That'll be like super cheap, right? It'll just be a bundle of like 10 photos you can use for your wallpapers or backgrounds or, you know, whatever, just for fun. And those will be pretty cheap for people to buy online, like, you know, 10 digital copies for $25 or something like that, right? So yeah, that's coming soon. But those are photos that are ones that I wouldn't sell in print, just because they're not quite up to the standard that I am going to hold myself to. So but yeah, super simple. Right now I'm doing a pre-launch pre-sale, as you mentioned, Friday night until February 10th. And then on the 10th, that night, I'm going to take the site down, or I'm going to put up a placeholder page for a day, and then do an official launch that weekend. So I'm going to jump on the show again. I think we talked about Caribou on that Friday night, which is the 11th, I think. We can jump on that community sesh and give away, do a little giveaway. So we'll do that. But right now I've got everything marked. Everything is marked off 25% until the 10th, just to kind of get things moving a bit. So I've got different sections of photos here. Some that I've, this one I'm actually going to release with my grand opening, and that's going to be a special on sale, this poster. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is basically it. You come in and come check out some photos, and yeah.
Very cool stuff. I can recognize the one that I got from you right here in the kind of the bottom corner there.
Yeah.
That black and white. That's a beautiful shot. I just wait, like I said, our living situation isn't guaranteed here for long, and I don't want it to get fucked up in transit. So right now it's safe in a box where it's there, you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Are you going to be displaying any of your digital design work as well, like digital art?
Not on here. This is just going to be photography. I'm going to do some more design inspired stuff, like the poster with the, you know, the different colors and stuff like that. I'm going to do some more of that where I'm integrating design and photo. But this is going to be all more for just photography prints. So.
Oh yeah, I love your digital work as well, man. You do great. Like that logo right behind you. You do amazing work, man.
Oh, thank you.
All your photographs, I mean, it really shows your passion and shit like that. And I mean, it's great work, man.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Like photo, like I said, is a passion project. If you look at my about page quick, I just talk a little bit about, you know, loving photography from a young age. and that's kind of what's driven this. I've gone through different avenues, right? Like I did graphic design was kind of my start, so that I could have a job essentially. And then photo has just kind of always been there in the background, and I decided finally to just let it kind of shine through and hopefully take the forefront here. I do still want to always do media design in every form, with video and logo design and that kind of stuff, right? Like my basis is totally design. It's layout design, website design, logo design, that kind of thing. So that'll always, always be there for sure. But this is kind of what I want to pour a lot of my time into, for sure.
I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, everything that's just, it's all aesthetically very pleasing. Your eyes go to the right spots. You know what I mean? And it keeps you looking instead of just being like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. And that's
like,
that's
oh, wow,
something,
like rack shots and you have so many different. It's phenomenal, man. I really love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, DP. Thank you.
Hit the nail on the head there, DP, but you keep looking at it. You look at one picture and there's that bud that was just kind of front center. And from where I'm sitting, I kind of start looking at it from the left side, kind of almost on the bottom. And then your gaze, you just kind of, you're just kind of looking right over it, because it's just like, wow, there's a lot of really good definition in there. Beautiful work, brother. Like, so everybody head over on to Colton's website there.
Yeah, so it's
stickymacro.com.
Stickymacro.com. Yeah.
Colton, Lawrence is asking, what type of payment processing do you use?
I have PayPal, and I use a payment processor called Stripe. So this website is built, like I built it myself. I don't use Squarespace. I don't use Shopify. This is a custom store that I've built using my own, not my own. I didn't develop the web application, but it's a totally separate web development tool that I use that I can integrate everything. So because I'm just offering photography prints, right? I'm not offering cannabis. I can process payments through anything: credit card, PayPal. If you're in Canada, I can take e-transfers, Interact debits, online, everything. So
that's very cool. Now, you mentioned a little bit of web design, how you do that. You're actually working on our website, or even if you haven't got to it yet, you will be at some point in time. And that's another thing that we're looking forward to very much, because that to me, that is, other than adding new content, new shows to the channel, starting to move everything to an actual website is, I believe, is like kind of the next logical evolution of what we're trying to do here. And I just want to really let you know here publicly, for everyone to see, that we really appreciate that you're willing to put in the time and effort into doing that. Very, very cool things you're doing for us, man.
for sure, I'm very happy to do it. I've been, like I've said, I've been doing graphic design and stuff. It's 12 years now, and I spent 10 years doing design in I guess the rest of the world. And I was just getting sick of it. Like, it sucked. But then I started doing cannabis design, like cannabis focused design, and to be able to have an avenue to actually do it and have a direction to go with it. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of brought back my passion, which is, that kicked off the photography thing again. So I'm happy to help, and I'm glad to do it. And yeah. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So glad to have you. This is it's just a great crew of people that we've managed to pull together around here. Love it.
Listen, I'd like to just say a thank you to Chat for dropping by today, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters, starting with Crazy Pop Mom, Stony Rockefeller, Uncle Rick, Raider Dank Vader, Hypothetical Genetics, BC Stoner Mom, Dave's Not Here, Sticky Icky Cookie, Opie 7420, Lobster Bush Bro, Papa Z, G-Bay Genetics, Colton Bridge, Astro Charlie, Eric Taylor, 420 Green Goddess, Terra Love 420, South Nelson Farms, and Ziggy's Gardens. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you all very much. We love you. This show doesn't happen without people sitting there watching it, right? I imagine if it had just been, the 4 or 5 of us at the beginning and there'd been nobody jumping on board and wanting to watch in the chat and all that, would we all still be sitting here talking a year later? Maybe, maybe not. But
wild that people, will sit there and help us, do this. It's amazing. I love that shit, that the community is so strong that we're able to come together and be able to, and not have to kind of stress about being able to get it together, you know what I mean? Because that does kind of become a burden. You expressed that a couple times in the past about having, just keeping it running and stuff like that. So huge shout out to everybody who does that, man. Much love, much appreciated. And there's been a lot of behind the scenes talking about, upgrades and what we're doing and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, man, I'm excited. And Caribou, I tell you all the time, I appreciate everything you do and everybody else on the crew as well.
I just appreciate all y'all just wanting to come hang out. When it kind of got, I was thinking about this the other day. I left Prince George, the town I was born and raised in, about, I think 14 years ago, somewhere around there. And, back then I had, a big group of friends that I would hang out with, multiple big groups of friends, because, you live in your town a whole life and I want to hang out with these guys this day and I'll go hang out, you see where I'm going. But I wasn't living a good lifestyle. So I moved to Williams Lake because I didn't know anyone there except for one person. And, let's kind of start fresh. And ever since I left Prince George, I've just, I don't really know a lot of people. I'm one of those shy types, and I don't know, I guess I just don't fit in a lot of groups or whatever. And then now through the podcasting and Cannabis and Instagram, it's like, for the first time, and I guess it would be 13 years because it's been a year now, they actually do have a group of really good friends that I do look forward to hanging out with you and all that. And it's, we just sit here and tell our bullshit stories, and it's a lot of fun. It's, as I've said many times, in this last year, a lot of us have gone through hell, and not too many people from, say, the real world, I guess you could say, have called to just say, hey, how you doing, or check up on you because they know you're going through some shit. I get that all the time from people like DP. Like he's not bullshitting when he says, he tells me all the time how much he appreciates me. It's about a once a day thing at least, and it goes right back at you, DP. Like you got you're a very positive guy. And just that as soon as I met you, I remember the first time you came on the show, you were already working on the artwork for us for the original Caribou Heart TV design, but I don't think you'd actually finished it yet. But in the pre-show, you started talking, and they're like instantly, I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. This is my kind of people. Why can't I find this kind of fucking people around here where I live? I don't know. It's just not the way it is, I guess.
That'd be nice. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, people like Fluff too get calls at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? He's coached me down through some, some stuff. And everybody, man, everybody's just played a huge part. Especially people, like you said, on Instagram, man. Just people that I would never known before that I consider like actual pretty good fucking part of my life, that I'm happy they're in my life. And fucking I'm tired of this happy shit. I'm going to take a bong rip or something. I don't know. Cheers, everybody. Love you all.
We could do a dab. Sounds like a great time to do a dab. But
cheers, DP.
We'll I think we'll knock the show off here at the top of the hour, I think, but we got 15 more minutes to get effed up, so let's do it.
I'm actually gonna jump out. I'll go after this dab frog.
Okay, fine, Colton, be that guy. Oh, just kidding, brother. We get it.
My daughter's come and knocked on the door about 10 times in the last half hour, so.
Oh, it's great. We could hear it in the background.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
I was trying to figure it out. I was going to give you a whole bunch of shit about it, but I was
yeah. No, they've been up since let's see. I got up at like 5:45 my time. It's 9:45 right now my time. So, but they were up within probably 15 or 20 minutes of me getting up. So they're probably driving my wife nuts by now.
Yeah, I know how that is. My kid, when I went to get coffee there, half hour ago or whatever, she was up and watching her tablet in her bedroom. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna knock off at the bottom of the hour there, but it's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
still going. So we'll just, 15 more minutes we can run.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thanks
well,
for jumping in, Colton.
Yeah,
We
thanks for
really
having me on,
appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah. Good to see you, buddy.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, we'll catch up with you guys all again real soon.
Absolutely, brother.
Hey, and thank you for those videos, Colton.
Yeah,
It's
for
been
sure.
great, man.
There's gonna be more stuff to come soon. So
Yeah.
it'll be
Love
fun.
all the work.
Cheers, DP. Thanks, man. Later, everybody.
Later,
See
brother.
you, Colton.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. I've never really been, I've always said that, that the whole thing I do, it's because Red always cracked me up when he does it. It was, a little homage to him. And when I said that, I was really expecting like a cheesy, slightly boofed up, like digital picture we could flash. And that motherfucker sent 2 badass videos. And I'm like, oh, because right at one point I was like, I asked him like 2 weeks ago or something. I was like, maybe he forgot about it. I'll just, I'll ask him. And then I got that thing and I opened it up and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, well, I'm glad he was on a way better page than I was, because that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I pretty much told him after that, because he's like, it's just fun to work on stuff like this for something to do. I was like, dude, any day, like, you've been around long enough, you get what we do, what we're about, what we can and can't do. He had YouTube licensing for the songs used in both of those by the time he'd sent them over and everything, right? He's already thinking that about that kind of stuff. I was like, dude, what, you pretty much got free reign. Do whatever the fuck you want. Fucking hand it in and it'll get played. It's guaranteed. It's killer stuff. And then, but also it's like it just like it makes me go, holy fuck, I really gotta step my game up and start playing around with more stuff and just seeing what I can and can't do too, because it's just so cool.
Hell yeah.
Fucking DP got his big dick fucking coming all over the place up there. Not that big in real life, of course, but
You got there, DP.
It's all about the angles and the lighting.
Angle of the dangle.
Angles
Right.
of the day. Seriously.
Make sure you trim that shit up. That makes it look bigger.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
anybody got anything exciting planned for the rest of the day?
I get to go to work. That's
Possibly.
always exciting around in this neighborhood. Holy shit.
I got new strains to test out, gummies to make. I think I'm gonna start making some packages for people. So yeah, I got a day.
That's exciting.
Yeah, do a little cleaning, do some of the adulting, that needs to be done, and then fucking hang out and watch movies. Dude, me and the wife hung out. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy last night. I mean, it's always fun, when you just kick it and just watch something fun and hang out.
That's funny. We didn't watch that, but I damn near did. I was looking at those and I just about put them on. We ended up settling on that show Vikings. The girlfriend and I have been into that for the last month or so. I'd seen a few episodes a few years ago and it was like, oh yeah, that's not bad, but I don't have the attention span to sit there and watch a series for the most part. But for whatever reason, this time around, we started watching it and we're just getting towards the end of the last season there. They fucking killed off Bjorn there at the end of the episode. And I was like, it's like, when a show ends off on like such a hot note and you're like, I've got to see the next one right now. It's already late at night and I know I got to get up at like 5 a.m. to come hang out with y'all. So I actually freaking shut it down just at that spot in time. But yeah. But after that, we're gonna need another good series or something to get into. Does anybody else got any good recommendations?
Billions.
I probably won't watch any of them, but you never know. There's a chance. I don't know. I don't know if it's so much that I'm finicky. It's just a lot of stuff. It's not a conscious finicky. This stuff doesn't hold my attention, and there's just, if it doesn't hold my attention, it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Are you on? Is that what you're talking about?
Sorry, what was that, Rick?
I'm sorry, I broke up there. Is that Netflix you're talking about?
We got a few platforms. We've got Netflix. I think we've got Disney, the Amazon one. Do we have Crave? A Paramount one.
Okay, yeah.
I've got the UFC streaming app. That's like, fucking, that one is awesome. I love that one. And what else? Yeah, Censored.tv. That one's a lot of fun too.
So you've seen Yellowstone?
No.
That's a fairly good one. Kevin Costner on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit of fun.
Oh, The Boys. If you got Amazon, check out The Boys.
Okay.
That'd be right up your alley. Don't let the kids watch it. Check that shit out though. You might get a kick out of that motherfucker.
Okay. When you mention that, Ashley starts kind of chuckling behind me, saying, "I'm seeing the teaser, whatever that." So yeah, we might have to go and have a peek at that one. It could be worth checking out. And then trying to find something that you can watch with the kids. I find, like, is it just me or maybe it's that I'm older? Does, like, kids content, like, on some levels, like, it is more growing up because they throw stuff in there for adults, but the stuff that's actually purely kid based, is it not just, like, more senseless and mindless than ever? Like, I watched some of the cartoons my kids.
No, sir. The Teletubbies was amazing fucking content. Okay. I don't know how you don't see value in whatever the fuck that shit show was, but it was amazing.
If you're on acid.
Hey, you're really stoned in the morning and your kid's quiet, fucking Teletubbies will get you dancing around the kitchen, all right?
I could just see you do that too. Shaking that ass, twerking it up.
Oh, that's funny. I was just doing that to my old lady the other day. I was fucking all fucking twerking behind her and shit, cracking myself up. She's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I said, "Don't worry about it."
I'm having fun. That's all that matters.
All right. I think it's, I don't know, some of this new weed, man. I don't know. You start mixing some of it. Oh, you know, I got all the harvest, so all my strains are out now. So I got your Super Silver Haze. I've got some Golden Goat. I got some of that Black Forest, some Stranger Danger. I don't know. I just start mixing shit. Next thing you know, halfway through the day, I'm just about as happy as I can fucking be. So
he's out twerking everywhere.
Oh, Hotel Transylvania was fucking great, dude. That's a great show. I love all those fucking kids shows, man. Like, those kids movies are so great. Like, The Incredibles is the shit. Like, I love all that stuff, man.
Despicable Me. Oh, that was
great. Dude. Despicable Me is fucking hilarious.
Great one. I'm sorry.
See, I couldn't get into those ones.
The Minions. You're in timeout,
man.
Oh man, hey, but those Spider Girls, I got the 2 Phenos caribou, so I'm excited about that too. So they're growing in my CBD batch too.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see those. There's a few people that have done really good with them. Ema fucking Haw, he has all sorts of nice things to say about him, which I find that really cool. I've got a Spider Girl right now that, well, I got one that's about to finish that I'm looking at right now. We're flushing it. And then I've got a clone off of it that's pollinated with a wild Thai male right now. So I figured, if I'm gonna be, fucking pollinating those 2 Thai females to do a preservation run to make more of those, I might as well throw some other shit in the room and see what happens. There's I figured 2 different phenos of Orange Gasm and a Lemon Jeffrey. So you never know what'll happen. Maybe you get some weird, neat, citrusy shit going on in there, or maybe I'll just put out a whole bunch of hermaphroditic garbage, but doesn't seem to be that way from what I'm looking at the pollinated mothers right now. So hopefully, fingers cross the fingers.
Ooh, hey, my wife just reminded me of another show that's actually really, really good. It's even kind of kid appropriate, but it definitely make you and the old lady laugh. Probably. It's called I'm Sorry.
Okay.
Dude, it is.
It's
Dude,
fucking
that chick is
love
so
her.
fucking
Andrea
witty and hilarious, man.
cute too. Fucking.
Oh yeah, and The Witcher also in chat was really. I haven't seen season 2 of The Witcher yet, but the first season was really fucking cool.
I'm pretty sure my stepdaughter's been watching that quite a bit. She probably watched it all by now. But there's a couple weekends ago where I'm pretty sure that was what was on every time I looked at the TV. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Now she's watching Cobra Kai. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Every fucking time you come downstairs. Yeah.
Before I forget, just shout out to Green Goddess. My vibes and clouds are out to you today. So, cheers.
Cheers, Miranda.
So,
Well, one more
yeah,
dab, I guess. Did I sound like I was pooping when I said that? I kind of felt like I was grunting and groaning while I was talking. Like I probably sounded like I just pooped my pants.
no, it did kind of a little bit.
I'm going for theatrics. That's what it was. It's not that I'm old and decrepit. It was acting.
Hey man, I hate that. You know, it's been so long, you know, that a weekend meant anything to me. Now every time I get off the couch on the weekend, it's just moaning and groaning and fucking whining and bleh. I feel like fucking Uncle Rick, you know what I'm saying? Like when I get to be his age, fuck, I am straight screwed, man.
They're gonna have to hold you or me. Take me out back.
I'm not looking for, like, on my crew that I work with, like within my division of my company in our area, there's a lot of people that are fucking a lot younger than me, like 20 years old, so half my age. And then, but on my particular crew, I am the youngest guy on the crew. We have an average age of 50 years old. There's 3 of us. There's me at 40. The next guy's 50. The foreman 60. So yeah, it's a perfect 50 years of age average. And we still outproduce the young guys. It's like when I come to work, bitch, because you work at physical labor for that long, you're gonna have aches and pains that just show up every day, whether you like it or not. And so I'll show up for working and I'll bitch about this or that. And you'll have like Rod, who's got 20 years on me, just fucking laughing at me like, really? It's like, fuck you, Rod, go smoke a joint. He's a great guy. He's actually one of the characters that I was thinking about developing is actually 100% based on him. So I've mentioned Rodney the Sasquatch a couple times there, right? And it's just, this guy's like super tall, skinny, fucking afro, and speaks with like a really nasally voice. But he's one of the funniest fucking people you've ever met. And the guy's got an absolute heart of gold. So it's you know, it'd be another one of those, like, just a good way to pay tribute to someone that I love and care about. But now that I've said that out loud, somebody's probably going to go and trademark that on us or something like that. Fucking sue us when we do eventually come out with it.
That's right, when we have billions of
American
viewers,
way.
popular worldwide. Has some of that caribou energy. I like when he gets all excited, fucking talks about how we're fucking gonna pinky and brain this shit.
So that's fun. Good. Time for the old work.
So DP, I could be mistaken, but that middle finger behind you there looks a little bit like a penis.
Yeah, it's a big old dick.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Just for the
Okay, I'll ask, why is there a giant dick behind you?
Because it's fucked MCMA. But it's MCMA with a dirty dick.
Well, because they're all a bunch of dirty, disease-infested dickheads. Makes sense, right?
Pretty much.
Fuck the MCA.
And propaganda they're spreading around.
Motherfuck them.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people up in Michigan that help support themselves, their families, and the communities. And, their lives are, as they know it, could be changed, because of these people. A lot of these people are, coming in from other states that are doing well. They're not even suffering in other states. You know what I mean? It's just that, I don't know. It seems a little, crazy, but it's the way things are set up now. So, cheers to everybody out there that's got their feet on the ground, actively doing stuff. Like Spartan Grown, he's very active. I really commend him and, that whole community out there for actively figuring out what's going on, talking to representatives, actually having sponsors from the state to keep them in loop and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that it takes to fight these type of people, because they have the money. And usually money wins, but the more people are in tune with what's going on, the more we know. And the more we know, the more, we can change stuff. So that was my stoned ramble. Cheers. Fuck the MC man.
That was a good stoned ramble, though, man. I'm impressed.
All right, on that, let's wrap this shit up.
All right.
We gonna be adults today? I don't want to be an adult today. I gotta do adulting.
Well.
No.
Adultish, maybe at most.
No. Anyone else got anything they want to add before we knock off here?
Thanks, chat. Thanks for everybody who fucking shows up all the time. We love you all. And then we'll see y'all on the fuck the MCMA and see y'all on the next one.
Michigan Bros Grow Show tonight at when is that 9 p.m. Eastern?
Yep, 6 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
And coming up on Tuesday, we got Mr. 12 and 12. So that's gonna be a great show. Can't wait to meet him. I just had he sent me some pretty cool DMs there during the course of the show, so I'm looking forward to that one. With that, I think I'm done. Everyone in chat, once again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for showing up and showing us love time and again. Doesn't happen without you. And we'll see you all Tuesday. Everyone have a great night.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, tell a friend maybe. We need 2 more to hit 800. That's pretty good. Anyways, we'll see y'all Tuesday.
Cheers, everybody.